Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're going to go over some comments that Rod Strickland made. That's going to be our first topic. You can see the rundown. We want to go over some comments Rod Strickland made about the GOAT debate and about Michael Jordan in general. Kevin Garnett had some things to say about the 65 game threshold that the NBA has for all the awards, including MVP, first team, all NBA, all those things, defensive player of the year. Then I'm gonna go over some Dallas Mavericks stuff and some Mark Cuban stuff, man. This is gonna be an interesting episode, man. Hope y'all stick around for the full episode. This is definitely a live call-in show, so everybody who have been wanting to call in and all that stuff, now's your chance to get all that done, man. It's gonna be a good episode. Right now, make sure you're hitting the like button as you're coming in. For those that are new to the channel that hasn't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Those watching from Facebook, head over to YouTube, give us a sub over there. What else? We got members all over the place, man. We go definitely shout them out on Friday when we have our full panel episode. And we hit 10K. You know, we hit 10K subs this week, man. So that's a good thing, and I appreciate everybody who has been subbing and sharing the episodes and all the stuff and watching it and rewatching it, man. I appreciate all that, man. 10K subs is a big deal for us. So we appreciate all that, man. And this episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can get your deposit doubled up to $100. You got to check on the map to make sure your state is eligible to play Underdog Fantasy. But as soon as you do, and if your state is, go ahead and download Underdog Fantasy's app. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can, like I said, you can get that $100 match on your first deposit. And I would want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring Man Down Sports. All right, so we're gonna start with Rod Strickland. So I did a show. Rasheed Wallace. That's what we talked about last week, right? Rasheed Wallace came on and said MJ don't play defense and all this stuff, and he wasn't as good as defender we saying he is, and kind of saying the NBA hyped him up and kind of embellished a little bit on how good of a defender he was, man. But that ain't been accurate across the board. There's not been a lot of people that has agreed with that. Salute, CR, what's up, big dog? It's not that serious what's going on, big dog. Gabe Moore, appreciate you. Salute, Josh. Yeah, but yeah, that hasn't been accurate across the board. So Rod Strickland kind of addressed that a little bit. Well, he didn't address Rasheed specifically, but they just asked him about MJ, and he said something totally different. So I'm gonna play for you what Rod Strickland said, and he was on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. This was recently as last week, so it's gonna be real dope to listen to this. And for those that don't know me, Rod Strickland was my favorite point guard growing up. I modeled my game after Rod Strickland. I watched a lot of Rod Strickland when he was with the Bullets, playing with George Mirasan, C. Webb, Juwan Howard, Calbert Chaney. They was all there, and we used to get in North Carolina. We used to get all the Bullets games on WGN. I think that's what it was called. So I watched a lot of Rod Strickland, and that's who I modeled my game out of. So it was always good to hear him speak about the game and all that stuff, man. So this is what he said.
By the 90s in 97, by the 69 win Bulls, what was Mike like in his focus in that team at that time?
Mike is Mike. Like,
plain and simple.
Mike is Mike. I remember, I don't know if he gave us a 50 piece, I think, or maybe 40 something. And I never forget Calbert Chaney being like distraught. And he walked in another room like after the game. I was like, man, get out of there, man. Come on in here, man. We good. But Mike is Mike. Mike is Mike. Mike was able to dominate when he needed to and how he wanted to. And, Mike was a mismatch. We know that.
We know that. A problem.
He was a mismatch. And then you had the great Scottie Pippen, who probably doesn't get enough credit as well.
Right.
And then even Ron Harper. Because
Ron
you
Harper
think
was
about
tough. He was a killer before he
He
went to
guarded
Chicago.
all
well,
the
no,
best players.
before when Ron Harper was in Cleveland, I don't know if people need to go watch.
Man.
Didn't he lead the league in steals or something like that?
He might have, but I'm gonna tell you
22,
this:
25
if
points a
he
game.
would have never gotten injured, he would have
Was it
rivaled
knee?
MJ.
Knee, yep.
Like
The
I'm
knee?
just telling you, Hart was a bad boy.
Yeah, and even with the Clippers, he
know?
was tough.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
just think about those three as defenders. You know, as a
Long,
6'3"
yeah,
guard,
it's tough.
like, you know, because all they would do is start gapping you,
Mhm.
right? No, I'm not a jump shooter, so now they're gapping you. So I had to try to get them in transition, you know. So, yeah, they were great.
So MJ was really like that on D.
Oh, definitely, and they let them.
Get away with it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the game,
They're not
he
calling
can-
that
no,
hand slaps.
no.
Mm-mm.
but as a defender, no doubt about
He
it.
got after
He was a great defender, absolutely.
So that's Rod saying no doubt about it. He was a great defender, right? You know, they asked him about MJ in general, and hey man, Mike was Mike. You know, it ain't a lot you can say. Like it's Mike. Like like Vernon Maxwell said, everything that you heard about that jump was true. Like everything they told you about Mike before you played him, if it was your first time playing him, you found out that stuff was true. And that's what Mike is Mike mean. Like, everybody, come on, man, Mike is Mike. Like it's Mike. Saying that. And so that's what he was saying. But then they asked him about the defense. Was he really like that on defense? Absolutely he was. And the good thing about the Bulls, you heard them mention at the end, 6'6" Ryan Harper playing point, who used to be as athletic as Scotty or Mike. He lost a little bit of his athleticism with the knee injuries he had in Cleveland and all that stuff, right? Or was he with the Clippers first? I don't remember which one, but he had knee injuries at one of those places, probably the Clippers. And so he got to the Bulls. He was a little bit less of himself, and they couldn't use and utilize him as much as they. It would have just been unfair if Ron Harper would have joined the Bulls still 100% like he was when he was with Cleveland and the Clippers. It just would have been unfair. So showing up with the Bulls, knees are not there. He's not as fast. He don't jump as high, stuff like that, but he's still out there playing good basketball, and he's still a good defender who can hit some shots every now and then, right? So imagine 6'6" at point guard. And I think the only other team who had a point guard that size was probably Penny Hardaway, right? Everybody else, you still had Mark Price, you still had Rod Strickland, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, John Stockton, Tim Hardaway. You still had those typical 6'1", 6 foot point guards, right? But you got 6'6" Ron Harper, and it seemed like that was a good move by the Bulls and Jerry Krause, because they had just lost to the Orlando Magic the year before when Jordan first came back. And they had 6'7" Penny at the point guard. They had 6'5" Nick Anderson, and whoever their three man was, Dennis Scott was about 6'6", 6'7". Then they came off the bench with Brian Shaw at 6'7", and Royal, who played small forward, who was about 6'7". So they had a lot of long, lengthy wing defenders. And I think the Bulls saying that was like, man, shoot, we had BJ Armstrong and whoever they had when they lost to Orlando. He was like, man, we want to get tall at the wings as well. So they bring in Ron Harper, 6'6". You got Michael Jordan, 6'6". You got Scottie Pippen, 6'7", and then you got Rodman, 6'8", and they all can switch on screens if they wanted to. If they needed to switch on screens, they could have. I don't think they was big on switching back then, but it's just like, hey man, we can. All four of us are real good defenders, and we can defend multiple positions. That was the real key to the Bulls' success. Their defense was just as important as having the GOAT on their team. Their defense was very important, right? And Michael Jordan was a big key to that as well. A lot of people say that he wasn't even the best defender on his team. Okay, so cool. You had Rodman, you had Pippen, you had Ron Harper, you had Jordan. They all was A+ defenders. Whoever you rank 1, 2, 3, and 4, it don't matter. Michael Jordan still is falling in the elite range of a defender. Just because he got other good defenders on his team doesn't mean he's less of a defender. They just mean they got a good defensive team. You get what I'm saying? So I want to say it's not a lot of superstars who can get away with just going to go get a defender to help them win. Right? It didn't help LeBron when they went and got Ben Wallace, who's a great defender, just as good as Dennis Rodman was. Why is it that Dennis Rodman was such a help for Michael Jordan, but Ben Wallace wasn't a help for LeBron James? It's because their games are totally different. The way LeBron needs to score, having a defender that only thing he does is rebound and defend on the floor doesn't help LeBron on the offensive end, because the way they play their offense with LeBron is having their big man spread the floor all the way to the 3-point line. And we seen that with Big Z. We seen that with Chris Bosh, Kevin Love. That's his sweet spot. Bringing in the Ben Wallace won't help LeBron, right? But bringing in the Rodman will help Jordan. So that's a good thing to kind of differentiate. But he went on and they asked him about who he thought was the GOAT.
What it is.
Mm-hmm. You got a chance to play against Mike, play a little bit against Kobe. Obviously LeBron is having his run. How do you look at, I'm not asking you to rank, but how do you look at when you think greatest player to ever do it? Like, what comes to mind for you?
I guess domination, right? And when you talk about those three, I don't, in my opinion, Mike is the most dominant, 6 championships, sat out 2 years, could have been 8. You know what I mean? To be able to win 3, then sit out and say, I'm coming back.
And win 3 more.
3 more. Then I don't think people understand this. And I don't know if this is like a good thing, but like I listen to people talk about Mike sometimes, and it kind of, I don't know, makes me uncomfortable the way they talk about him, right? Because I almost feel like people were scared of Mike, right? I know, but I'm not saying that. I don't want this to come off the wrong way. I'm kind of probably giving him credit for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was able to put fear in people.
I seen Ron Artest do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that says a lot, right? Kobe and LeBron, obviously people know who they are and respect them and everything. But the way people talk about Mike, you know what I mean?
Like Cam said,
to me that says
a horror story.
To me that says a lot.
Mike coming.
You know what I mean?
Said, oh, hey yo.
Yeah. But Kobe's greatness, he was a reflection of, he's a mirror of MJ, and then LeBron, you have to give him something different because he was different. He became a combination of Jordan and Kobe and Magic. And then his size, athleticism. So I don't know, you have to, there's so many different characteristics. That's why whoever you feel is. But I look at MJ and I just look at the domination. And because I was in his era, I know the impact he made, the chills he gave people, which is crazy. But, but if you say LeBron's had the best career, if you just go numbers wise.
I say that all the time. Jordan is a better player, but LeBron had a better career.
If you go numbers wise, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He made 3 points I wanna bring out. And before I even get to that, everybody hit the like button. Let's hit the like button right now, man. That's gonna help us out real quick. Everybody hit the like button. 91 people watching. We should have 91 likes. So everybody hit the like button real quick. He mentioned 3 things. Where's my man Thomas Boyd? I put the number up right after I finish this point, and everybody can call in and share their thoughts. But 3 things he mentioned. 1, he mentioned domination. And he talked about, just one example. You could go on and on about how he dominated in different ways and different times he dominated. But to be on top, win 3 straight, suffer a hardship, take a 1.5 year break, come back, and then win 3 more straight. That is really a good example of domination. It really is, right? Dominating over a period of time is also an example of domination. Bill Russell dominated. 11 out of 13, that's total domination. Tim Duncan, you could say he had a stretch, but Tim Duncan's was, he showed his domination showed that, he was resilient and he can come back, because It's not like they had multiple two-peats or multiple three-peats like Michael Jordan did. You know, that shows a consistency of domination. But for you to have a team get to the top, win, then, you know, miss the finals or lose in the finals and then come back and win, you get what I'm saying? So his was spread out. He ended up getting 5, but it was spread out. You know, I think he won in 2 different decades. You know, Kobe got his first 3, with Shaq, and then he got 2 straight after he went to 3 straight finals with Powell. You know, that shows some domination. And then LeBron, this is where it gets tricky, because this is where it gets tricky, because on the surface, when you look at how LeBron did it, all right, he comes in, he's showing that he is the one, and you can't stop him. You know, other than Kobe, it was LeBron. You know, he was destroying the league, right? However, at his peak, well, I would say he was probably at his peak in Miami, but just reaching his peak in Cleveland, where he had those 2 teams 2 years in a row with the best record in the league. One time they won 66 games, 16 losses. They're getting put out by Dwight Howard. You know, they're getting put out by the Boston Big Three with KG on one leg, right? So I think that domination didn't start for him at that point. But then when you say his domination started when he went to Miami and they went to 4 straight finals, it's kind of hard to say you dominated when you had a super team, right? And I seen somebody in the comment section say the Bulls were a super team with Ron Harper, Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. It's hard to say you have a super team when you only had 2 superstars. That's normal. It's normal for you to have 2 superstars on your team. Shaq and Kobe were 2 superstars. That's normal. It's normal for you to have Stockton and Malone, 2 superstars. It's normal for you to have KD and Curry. That's 2 superstars. It's normal for you to have KD and Kyrie. That's 2 superstars. Now, when they got Harden, that's 3 superstars, which is not normal, which is abnormal. It's very hard to get 3 superstars that are all in their prime on one team. It's hard to get 3 superstars who have all carried a team as a number 1 successfully on one team together. That's very hard, right? So no, I don't look at the Bulls as a super team, because Rodman is not a superstar. He's never been a number 1. He's never carried a franchise. Ron Harper is not a superstar. He's never been a number 1. He's never carried a franchise. If he was a number 1 that carried a franchise, being that he was on one leg with the Bulls, then if you would say he was a superstar, which he wasn't, but if you did say he was a superstar, he was way out of his prime physically. You know, you can go out of your prime due to age and father time, or you can go out of your prime early with an injury, right? So Ron Harper was definitely not in his prime, and you're not about to tell me a 37-year-old Dennis Rodman who y'all told me the reason why Michael Jordan beat the Pistons is because the Pistons got old and Rodman was on that team, and then you go tell me 6 years later he's on Jordan's team and now he's in his prime still, when y'all told me he was old 6 years ago. So you know, you're not going to fool me with Rodman was in his prime, but even if he was in his prime, he's not a superstar. I count superstars as people capable of carrying a team as a number 1, or not capable, people who have proven they can carry a team as a number 1 successfully. And by successful, I mean, did you get this team as a number 1? Did you play the whole season? Did y'all make the playoffs? Did y'all make it out of the first round? Right? I would count a deep playoff run once or twice, or getting out of the first round once or twice. I would count that as a successful run led by a superstar. So I count what Kyrie did in Boston as him being a number 1 and being and leading successful. So I can count Kyrie as a superstar. So when you got the Big Three in Brooklyn, you got 3 superstars who all led as number 1s. That's a super team. So back to Miami. That is a super team. Wade, a number 1 who's carried a team as a number 1 successfully, Bosh and LeBron, right? And oh, by the way, you get the luxury of coming off the bench with Ray Allen, who's a former superstar outside of his prime, but still one of the greatest shooters in the game at that time. So that's how I look at it for superstars. So I'm like, man, can I count your domination in Miami if you was doing it with a super team? I don't know if the clock starts right there, right? But definitely when you go to Cleveland, you went to 3 more straight finals, which was cool, or 4 more. I would count that as domination, even though you was losing. You lost. You won 1, you lost 3. So I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint when he was dominating. Now, when you look at stats, just like what Rod Strickland said, yeah, if you look at stats, LeBron James had a better career if you're looking at stats. The only problem with that is he's the only one playing for stats. Michael Jordan was playing for rings. So, I mean, like, it's not even the same race. We're not running the same race. I'm running a sprint. You're running a marathon. And you go tell me, hey, man, because I did this marathon in this amount of time, I'm the best sprinter. That don't make sense, right? I wasn't even running that race. I was trying to get rings. You talking about stats. So if they played for stats, then it would make sense to use that to put LeBron on the pedestal. But they're not playing for stats. That's the unfortunate thing, man. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm going to open it up for the phone lines. I see all the comments in, man. So I know y'all got a lot y'all want to add to this conversation. So I'll open it up really quick. Take 2 or 3 phone calls if we can get some good ones in here. But yeah, what do y'all think? As far as everything I said, Rod Strickland talking about Michael Jordan's defense, Michael Jordan's domination, Michael Jordan's fear. I didn't even get to cover how he talked about people feared Michael Jordan. He said they feared him. I think that goes a long way as well. I'm with him on that, man. DC Slam, what's up?
Man down sports, what it do, man? How you feeling, man? Shout out to the panel, man, and all that, man. Look, man, I know y'all think Jordan only played 6 years. He got drafted in '91, right? Yeah, he only played 6 years. He ain't played no other years. You know what I'm saying? I like this. This is becoming crazy. Look, man, let me tell y'all something. That East back then, man, you ain't gonna like this, man. That East wasn't that great. Jordan was dominant. He didn't really have a whole bunch of competition. Wasn't a lot of MJs. That's what she was trying to say. It wasn't a lot of MJs in the league back then. All right, now I don't think nobody is trying to make a point that Jordan couldn't play defense. Anybody think that is a nut job? But I think it's a level of defense, okay? We all know, man, I love Jordan. But I know out of them 19, and I say for the same thing with Kobe, some of them first team defenses was just because of, just being a great person, okay? He only has one all defensive player of the year. Like she was saying, multiple. I mean, I wouldn't call him average. But I wouldn't even put Jordan in the top 10. I'll tell you something. If Jordan was playing today, I think somebody like Kawhi Leonard would give him hell. Okay? You see where I'm going? Look, man, I understand the fascination with Jordan, man. It's just like, man, when I hear y'all talk about him, man, it's like he has no flaws, man. He's never this and never that. And, he's number one. They've been calling him a leader. They go to his swag and all that. Look, man.
And let me guess that just irks you to your soul, correct?
No, I wouldn't say irks me. I would
because this what I'm thinking. So Rod is saying, oh, MJ was a great defender, no doubt about it, and
a great defender. And he didn't put a number on it.
He said a great defender, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Context.
That's where
a lot of this.
But that's all anybody is saying. He was a great defender.
So what is a great defender? Let's go ahead and break that down for the world today. What is a great defender?
Well, you got poor defender, you got average defender, you got good defender, and you got great defender. Great or elite.
I think 60% of the league is great defenders.
Now?
I
think that?
Separation. Look, I think defense. Look, I tell you something I learned from a long time ago in basketball. People like Jordan never check the number one man. Remember, he is a
you saying never or not often?
Jordan, because he was the dominant scorer, and here we go. I'm gonna use the LeBron word, basketball IQ. Okay, basketball IQ, and all you gotta do is look at any player. And Kobe was one of the only on-ball defenders. Michael Jordan never went head up with people.
That's false.
So that's not false.
That's
he got
false.
a lot of hits. Look, you want to hear something crazy that don't nobody want to hear? He had a lot of breakaway. He would get steals off coming off of his man reaching for the ball. That's how he got all his steals.
All
he never really.
See you using words like all and never.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said all.
Yeah. Wait. Well, hold on. Let me say
I'm
this.
with
Let
Jordan.
me say this. Come on. It's too much footage out there of him defending Clyde Drexler in the finals. It's too much footage.
No.
It's too much footage.
Clyde used to
I mean,
give it to him,
the crossover that Iverson put on him was him guarding Iverson. The crossover that Marbury put on him was him guarding Marbury. The players that came in like the players that came in like Vince Carter, Jerry Stackhouse, Harold Miner, that they all was saying was Baby Jordan. He guarded and defended them and showed them they wasn't Baby Jordan. Like, he's guarding people, right? That's why he got his lunch ate by smaller guards like Iverson and Marbury, because he at least went out there and tried to guard them. He had to. That's the way the Bulls defended. But
you didn't name a score.
But I did. Clyde Drexler is a scorer, man. Come on, man. What are we doing? Iverson is a scorer. Marbury is a scorer. Come on, DC. What are we doing? But hold on. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. There's footage of Michael Jordan discussing game plan on the bench with Scottie Pippen, and where he said, "Hey, we're in a close game right now. I need to go on a scoring tangent right now. So you take so and so." I can't remember who they was playing, but he was guarding him. He was like, "Hey, you take him for about 3 minutes. And what he was saying, I'm about to go off and put these points on these boys real bad. You take this assignment for 3 minutes. I get back on it." It was a strategy. Just like you said, if you're gonna be 65% of the points, you was only getting 90 points back then. Mike was getting 30 of those, 35 of those, right? So that's not quite 65, but close to 50. He's probably about 40% of the scoring. For one man, you get about 40% of the scoring. That's a lot of responsibility on the scoring end. Scottie Pippen wasn't giving him nothing but 19. Like we got co-stars right now. Like take
move the goalpost.
Take for instance, if you got a big three, LeBron had Kyrie giving him 24, and he was getting 18 or 19 from his third best player, which was Bosh. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, for you to have that much of the scoring load on you, you're not supposed to be out there taking the toughest assignment for 4 straight quarters. But whenever you do take that tough assignment, you got to show me that you're great or you're elite at it. I'll let you get the last word and I go to the next caller.
Okay, yeah. Look, listen to this. All y'all say the same thing, man. Y'all name the same exact moments all the time. The Tracy McGrady's, the Vince Carter's, the Baby Jordan. Y'all talk about a lot of moments that Jordan had. Dog, he had a lot of them. But all people are saying the dude is not a god. And in my perspective, and I'm going to wrap it up with this, I don't worship men. I don't put Jordan, he's not all that, dog. He's a great basketball player that Nike helped push him. Terrible actor. Asshole as a person. Okay? So he's a great basketball.
Hold on. What does it got to do with basketball, though? Just stick to basketball.
Well, see, I'm sticking to basketball. What I'm trying to say, I watched Jordan, and I'm surprised a lot of y'all don't remember. Nobody liked Jordan. He got all the calls. He was getting a free ride. But in today, since he's not playing, and all people are watching is highlight videos of him, you're just taking that one aspect. Jordan played more than 6 years in his league. Earlier,
hold on. If we're talking about Michael Jordan being dominant and Michael Jordan being a great defender, what does that got to do with 6 years? We're not even talking about rings. We're talking about him being dominant, which you do agree he was dominant his whole career, correct?
Not his whole career.
What career wasn't he dominant? Oh, you talking about as far as winning, he wasn't dominant. You got to win to be dominant.
Listen. I'm trying to make my point so I can get out of here. Scottie Pippen was the primary number one defender on that team. Scottie Pippen checked.
But DC, hold on, but DC, stop.
Player.
But DC, stop. What does that have to do with if Mike is a great defender?
Look, here we go.
Hold on. What does Scottie Pippen have to do with if Mike is a great defender? If you got another, if you got another great defender on your team that is not responsible for 35 points a game, what else is he going to do to provide his or do his job or do his duty? Do you want me to take the number one defender and be the number one scorer? It's okay for Michael. But DC, it's okay for Michael Jordan not to guard the number one guy every single night. It's okay for that. Let me ask you a question. Who guarded Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller was the number one for the Pacers. Who guarded Reggie Miller when they played the Bulls?
Pippen was on them 80% of the time.
DC, if you're not gonna be honest, man, we can't continue this conversation. You're not being honest. You're not being honest.
Hold on, dog, because you keep cutting me off, and I'm making a point.
Well, I gotta stop you when you say something that's untrue, DC.
Okay, listen. It is. I keep telling you, your feelings and facts is two different things.
Okay? I don't have feelings about the situation at all.
I am telling you, when you say a great player, it's room for argument. All I'm asking you, where do you rank Jordan in defenders? Give me a number. Is he top four?
I've never ranked defenders. You just got great defenders, good defenders, and poor defenders, or average defenders. I've never went down a list. Hold on, I've never went down a list and said, let's rank the defender. That's the hardest thing to do because hold on. It's very hard because you got defenders that are great defenders for one reason, and that's rim protection. So, you know, hold on, DC. Elijah Wine is a guy who's a great rim protector, a great post defender, and he can get on the perimeter and guard some wings momentarily. But then you got people like Mark Eaton, who was only a great rim protector. That's it. Mark Eaton led the league in blocks. Stop, DC, stop. Mark Eaton led the league in blocks for several years.
Me when I'm in the middle of making my point.
But you asked me a question, DC. DC, you asked me a question.
I wasn't finished. Like every time I go, you cut me off.
All right.
I can't finish to explain.
All right. So when you ask, why I rank MJ as a defender, you don't want the answer. Okay, got it. No,
hold up. When I ask you, where do you look? Watch this. Watch how easy this is. To me, Scottie Pippen is a top 5 defender. Kobe is a top 5, top 7 defender. Where do you put Michael Jordan?
I don't have a list of defenders. I'm gonna leave someone out because I've never sat down and done a list of defenders. So I can't give you that. How do
you come to a greatness answer then?
Huh?
Yeah. So
how do
you get to a 1 if there's no other levels?
Who said? You know what I'm saying? DC, this is the problem I think you're having right now, and I think I caught when you said this last time we was talking about it. And I think this is what everything's getting lost in translation. You keep hearing that I rank MJ as the best defender ever. That's what you keep hearing.
No, I'm not. I don't hear that.
Hold on. You just asked me. You said you asked me where I got a number 1 from.
No, I'm asking you. If you say, watch this. If you say you don't judge players, if it's just great, okay, this and that, how do you have a greatest player of? Why is Jordan the greatest player of all time if only people is this, and that? You didn't
hear what I said, DC. I said I've never sat down and ranked defensively 1 through 25. I've never done that. 1 through 5, 1 through 10.
I think people should start doing that.
Okay, people should start doing that. I think it's a waste. I think it's a waste of time. I really do think it's a waste of time.
It knocked Jordan.
That's just like saying who's the best offensive player of all time. Have you ever made that list? We've said who's the best scorer. We've never sat down and said who's the best offensive player. That's what you're asking. Who's the best defensive player? I've never sat down and done that list. Never sat down and done that list.
Everything is subjective. I think Tupac is the greatest rapper all the time. Somebody else might think something else. No matter how we look at it, it's subjective. You know, in order to come to these conclusions, you have to do comparison.
Wait, but what conclusion did I come to, DC? I came to the conclusion that Michael Jordan is a great defender. Did you not agree with that? If you can agree with that, we can end this phone call. Do you agree that Michael Jordan is a great
asking
defender?
You to elaborate on that. Just because, like I say, that's just a broad statement.
It's not broad.
Where
He's not average. He's not average. He's not good. He's great. He's a great defender. It's a lot of people in that pool of great defender. Elijah Wan is a great defender. Pippen's a great defender. Ron Harper is a great defender. Rodman's a great defender. Gary Payton is a great defender.
Okay,
Kobe Bryant is a great defender.
Is Gary Payton a better defender than Michael Jordan? Just defense, not scoring, no swag, no nothing. Just defense, on ball defense.
A better on ball, probably so. On ball, yeah. Okay. I would say Payton on ball was one of the best on ball.
That's the only point I'm making.
Why is that? Hold on. Why is that important? So hold on, DC. So you got on this phone today and last week to drive the point home that Michael Jordan is not the best defender we've ever seen. No one has ever said that. But DC, we've already established that last week. No one has ever said he was the greatest defender ever. Come on, man. You gotta stop calling in and
No, I'm not saying that. Listen, bro. This all comes from Rasheed Wallace making a statement. All right. This is why everybody.
Nah, DC. Hey, look, DC. We got to end it so I can get somebody else on this phone call. Listen, DC. Rasheed Wallace said that Michael Jordan was not a great defender. He wasn't even good. We squashed that.
Is Michael Jordan? Can Michael?
Hold on. Have you ever seen Pippen get cooked?
Yeah.
Okay, so why? Hold on. Why do you? When someone listen.
Has Jordan ever got cooked?
When someone says,
you got to do is say yes or no.
Of course, everybody got cooked.
Okay, bam, there it is. He ain't perfect. That's all I be wanting to hear.
Why? Hold on, DC. Why did you call in just to try to drive a partner? He's not perfect when no one's ever said he's perfect. No one's ever said he's perfect. Do me a favor, DC. Do me a favor, DC. You my favorite caller. You call in every show. I love you to death, brother. When I come to DC, we go have a couple of drinks. But listen. You've got to let
smoke too. We ain't gonna just be drinking.
Listen, right? DC, you've got to stop. You've got to stop calling, trying to drive the point home that Mike's not perfect, because no one believes Mike is perfect.
I never said that, bro. I don't know why you keep saying that. I am telling you, you are praising. Look, this is basketball, dog. All I'm asking y'all to do when it comes to Michael Jordan, okay? You're calling him the greatest, okay?
Right.
If you're going to call him the greatest, name some other stuff. Don't name the same stuff all the time. Because if I listen to NBA players, who they, because they only stick a mic in certain people's face, will tell you Michael Jordan is a great defender, but he ain't in the top 10. That's not knocking his greatness. It's just a part of the debate. See, it's a debate, fellas. It turned into an argument. It's just a little friendly debate. I ain't pissing nobody off. I'm just tired of being on this end, hearing this guy is the greatest thing since.
Hey, but that don't mean calling troll. This whole 20 minutes was a troll session.
No, I'm trolling. I'm trolling because
this 20 minutes was a troll session, man.
It was. Listen, Jordan got swept twice in his career. We always bring it up with LeBron. You got to bring it up for him too. All right. I bring all that up when I talk about Kobe. All right. That Jordan is the reason why a lot of people don't even understand basketball today, because they think you're going to keep getting one of them. Everything is compared to him. Right. He's the standard.
He is the standard.
That is wrong.
No, he's the standard. He's the standard for wing players. I say that. He's not the standard for post players. I think Elijah Wan is the standard for post players. I think
I'm just waiting on that show. I'm waiting on that show where me and you can actually have a real context debate about Kobe and Mike.
I'm not about to. First of all, I'm not about to sit here. I'm not about to sit here and set up a troll session for you to come troll me. But all right, DC, let me open the lines up, DC. Let me open the lines up.
Why is it you using the word troll?
DC.
Why can't I just not agree?
You can, but you don't have to troll.
That's the LeBron thing, dog. That's what the LeBron fans be doing. I want you to be careful. The Jordan fans are starting to sound like the LeBron fans. Peace out, dog. I love you.
All right, big dog.
All right.
Hey, that caller from North Carolina, man, you can call back, man. Oh, man, DC Slim is too much, man. What's up, big dog? Who is this?
Oh, this is Thomas. I was just waiting for this dude to get off the phone. He bugging right now. He bugging hard.
Hey, I was trying. Listen, he was taking me so many different places. I'm like, wait, what are you trying? Wait, what are you trying to say?
I'm telling you. Let me get on the this Thomas Boyd.
Oh, go ahead. What's your thoughts, man?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, you got to turn YouTube off in the background.
In order to,
Yeah, it's
okay.
good. Yeah, it's gonna give me an echo, and you probably was listening to that and getting
Yeah, that's what it is. So let me turn it off.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
First of all, I'd like to say, man, you got an absolutely great platform. God bless you. I hope you keep up the good work and whatnot.
Appreciate it, brother.
I was a basketball player myself and whatnot. I think people don't understand the dynamics of basketball and whatnot. And to me, when it comes to, I'm gonna get to why Mike is a great defender. But before I say that, Mike was great before the rings. The rings has nothing to do with Michael Jordan's greatness. What I believe the rings is just a manifestation of his greatness. We call him great before he had the rings.
Facts.
So it's only a matter of time before his true dominance over the league was evident. When it comes to defenders, let's say, like you just stated, I was thinking the same thing. We're talking about Olajuwon, some great defenders. Like Olajuwon, even Mutombo, great defenders. Could Mutombo check Iverson 23 feet away from the basket? No, of course not. So what we're saying and stuff like that is the influence, how tough a defender made it for the opposing team to score easily, not necessarily a great on-the-ball defender. Because I would call Peyton one of the greatest on-the-ball defenders. He was very aggressive. All up in you, all the time. But what made Michael Jordan such a great defender was just like an offensive player could play off the ball, Michael Jordan, like you explained, sometimes he played off the defender sometimes.
Correct.
He will let Scottie Pippen be the one who guard that main player, while he gave him other chances to get into passing lanes. This guy, he explained, Slim, he even said himself, most of Jordan dunks that we were seeing was breakaway dunks with nobody on him because he was stepping in passing lanes. Not only did he play that way, but on the flip side, Scottie Pippen played that way. They locked the wings down because you didn't have passing avenues.
Correct.
They clog up gaps and things of that nature. So we're not just talking, when we say great defender, we're not talking about off the ball. The other thing that made him a great defender is the standard of defense that he set for every single person that wore a Chicago Bulls uniform.
Right.
It was contagious. He understood what.
And you're absolutely right. It was contagious, and they said that at practice he turned it up every single time. And this is what defense is mostly about. Defense is mostly about effort,
exactly,
and
right,
intensity. And Michael Jordan's effort and intensity was always there. And then now he has other gifts like speed, athleticism, size, and all that stuff. And as far as him guarding people off the ball, that's because he's a shooting guard, and he's guarding shooting guards like Reggie Miller, Dale Curry, Glenn Rice. They're not bringing the ball up most of the time, right? So yeah, of course he's going to be guarding people off the ball a lot. And of course, someone like Gary Payton, who's a natural point guard who happened to be 6'4", with the same almost frame as Michael Jordan, him guarding point guards and giving them pressure with that 6'4" frame in that body, of course that's going to benefit him when he's pressuring them on the ball. You get what I'm saying? So, yes. I mean, like.
Now, when we talk about I didn't mean to interrupt you, but if we talk about on the ball defenders, and I think this is kind of Slim looking at, he's thinking about on the ball defenders.
And that's all he thinks about.
And when we talk, right, exactly right. That's only one aspect of it. Because if that's the case, then David Robinson, Tim Duncan, none of them should ever be considered great defenders, because I know for a fact they can't go 23 feet away from the basket and guard a guy like Opson and stop him from burning them through the rim. He's going to kill them. Now, the thing that I'm saying is that when it comes to on-the-ball defenders, if I had to pick between Jordan and Kobe, there's a few on-the-ball defenders that were better than Jordan. And I could give him that. So if he's looking up from that aspect, then what he's saying is true, because I thought that Kobe was a better defender. One thing I would notice about Jordan, that sometimes he had problems getting low down in his defensive stance. That's why he had problems with little guards. Now, Kobe, he was able to crouch down lower. They tell you that the low man wins against the offense and defense. And Kobe was more flexible getting down in his defensive stand and can stop the lateral movement of a quick guard more so than Jordan. So he might have had a check on him in that category. But what makes him a better overall defender is what I'm saying, what he brought to his team, which is a standard of defense that did not allow a communication, because it's about communication, knowing that, okay, I used to say that Jordan and Pippen played what I call peekaboo defense, meaning that they will step away from their man. If they're not defending the guy with the ball, they're not necessarily on their man. They're somewhere crouched down in a peekaboo range, and the sooner you throw that ball anywhere near your man, they step into the passing lane and they get it. And people don't understand how important that is.
Quick question. I got to slow you down. I got to slow you down. Quick question. Somebody just commented that LeBron is a better defender than Kobe and MJ. What you say to that?
Okay. Well, I would like to say this. LeBron, I would say that the best defense that I've seen him play was in the 2011 season when they won the championship against Oklahoma City. LeBron, to me, the other thing about him, he's not a better defender than them, even on the ball. If that's because okay, the guys who won the MVPs and the losses that LeBron had, all those guys was like he lost to Kawhi Leonard at that time, who was a small forward. He won MVP against LeBron.
Right. Make this one quick. Make this one quick. I'm gonna clear the lines. Go ahead.
Okay. And the reason why I'm saying that is that LeBron, there's no way that KD would sex him twice to win MVP if he was that great of a defender. We talking about 35 point something one year and 37 point something the other year in the finals. Yeah. You talking about great defense, but just the eye test of what he brings to his team. That's what I'm talking about. He don't raise that same standard like Kobe and Jordan do, because Kobe was like that also. Kobe rose a standard of defense to
I agree.
Put your foot out of bounds when the player is coming baseline.
Right.
Make sure you do that, so you won't keep getting back. He would go and instances in the game, in real time during the game, he'll go to other players, show them how not to blow their defensive assignments. He doesn't have that type of leadership.
All right, thanks,
so when
brother.
we talk about great defenders, I think that's the avenue that I'm coming from. And thank you for the opportunity to call in and whatnot. And I'll be doing it every now and then and stuff. But I love your show. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it, bro. What's your name again?
My name is Thomas Boyd.
Thomas Boyd. I appreciate it, Thomas, man. Thanks for the call.
All right now.
All right. I think I can take one more call, maybe two. Hey, Rock, to cut YouTube off in the background so I can't hear the feedback. Can you hear me?
How about that right now?
Yeah, you good to go. What's up, Rock?
Hey, I thought I had that.
Oh, hold on. It's still on. Hey, cut that off.
Yeah. Okay. I like what you mentioned on the on ball and off the ball. I mean, me personally, off the ball, I think Scotty and probably Rodman is my favorite. I ain't gonna say they're the best. I'll just say I think they're the best. I've seen Scotty shut down 2 players. Well, not shut down, but
Yeah.
guard 2 players at one time. You ain't passing the ball that way. You know what I'm saying? On 2 players.
Right.
And it's a difference between those wing players and 7-footers. I'm glad you mentioned that, though, because when you got Elijah Warren, Patrick Ewing, and I forgot about Martin. You brought him up. You talking about different level, different position, though. But, a lot of people want, they're still talking about Michael. Anthony is the greatest, as I mentioned before. I think Kobe the greatest because of the 2 by himself. And what I wanted to ask you, what you think about the 2 that Kobe did get by himself, as I mentioned, because you could say he had Pau Gasol, but you would never mention Pau Gasol in the same breath as Dennis Rodman.
You talking about the 2 rings he got? What I think about him?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that was
do Kobe defense have something to do? What do you think Kobe's defense played in that? Him getting those 2 rings as well as his offense.
Well, so Kobe had to I just speak on the finals because he had to be the super team in Boston in one of those finals. He lost the first time and then came back and beat Orlando, and then he came back the year after that and beat Boston for his second one. And he had to guard Ray Allen, and Ray Allen was running around a lot of screens then. And then sometimes he had to guard Paul Pierce, who was a bigger guy. But even before he got there in the West, he had to guard Carmelo Anthony in the post. Carmelo Anthony was giving him battles. He was guarding Carmelo Anthony in the post. So, I mean, I've seen Kobe do it in so many different ways. I've seen him jump on a ball handler like Kyrie Irving and guard him the full court all the way up and give him pressure. I've seen him do it to D Wade. I've seen him do it to LeBron. Bigger guys, smaller guys, it don't matter. Then I've seen him chase guys off screens like Ray Allen. And then I've seen him guard people like Paul Pierce and Carmelo Anthony in the post. Now, those are great players. Are they going to get the best of him sometimes? Sure. But Kobe Bryant was actually giving 100% effort, 100% intensity. And that's all you can ask for and make that shot tough for them. And what that does is that makes you trust the guy that's guarding him one-on-one, and you don't have to bring a double every single time. So that goes a long way. And a lot of people get that mixed up when Kawhi Leonard got the MVP when he was playing for San Antonio. And people didn't understand. They was like, well, he was guarding LeBron, and they gave him the MVP for guarding LeBron, and LeBron had X, Y, and Z stats. What they don't understand is the game plan was saying we have to be able to guard him one-on-one without doubling him every single time. So if he gets 40, cool. But if we didn't double him, then that means that shoot over there in the corner that's chilling, he didn't go get 20 like he would normally get, right? And they don't understand that there was a game plan that actually worked, and that's why people gave Kawhi MVP. That's why they gave Iguodala MVP. They guarded LeBron one-on-one, and that's a hard task. But thanks for the call, man. I got some other people calling in. I'm gonna let them in real quick.
I appreciate you giving Kobe his props, and you just proved why I consider him the greatest of all time. Thank you, hey man. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, bro.
Peace.
Yep. All right, that was somebody from New York calling in, man. The phone line's clear, man. You can get back in here. Let me see what some of these comments saying. Oh, that's my boy Jules. Jules, what's up, man? You gonna be the last caller for this topic.
What up, man? What up?
What's good? Hey, man, you see our boy DC in here?
Man, don't even get me started on that dude, man.
Hey, that's our dude, though. He day one just like you, day one, man.
That's cool, but man, you ain't finna catch me trolling you though, bro. Anyway, like, that's the thing. Like, y'all was just talking about Kobe last 2 championships. Don't nobody ever say Andrew Bynum name, though. You had 2 legit 7-footers protecting your rim. That gave Kobe a lot of leeway to get out there and guard like that, too, though. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Bynum wasn't a great defender. He was good. He was a damn good rim protector, and he gave you some buckets. Paul Gasol wasn't a great defender. A little soft at times. Had to, get a little tougher. but he was a rim protector and he was giving you buckets. Then you had a 6'10" power forward and Lamar Odom. That ass was big, bro.
That was big, but you know what that?
Line.
But so
they was big in the front line.
On one end of the court, though.
Hold up. I would never diminish Kobe, but that rim protection gave his ass the opportunity to be a dog on defense because he had that backup. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if Jordan had an actual, dude like Bynum or Gasol that could give you buckets, but was a real. How many rim protectors did Jordan really ever have, dog? If he would have had one legit center that gave him 17 points and 12 rebounds a game, man, oh man, that fool probably wouldn't have retired in '93, bro. He might have went through in 1-8 in a row. That's all I'm saying.
I've always tried to make people mad with this right here. If Michael Jordan really wanted to, if he really wanted to go after stats and he really wanted to go after rings, he could have came and played with Shaq and Kobe in LA when Phil went. He was retired.
You know what?
He was retired. Yeah, he was retired. Phil he said he loved playing for Phil, and he was retired. And Phil went straight to LA. He got Shaq and Kobe. And they was building a team. He went and got Ron Harper. Just imagine if Mike said, man, I can do the same thing that we did with Harper, Pippen, and myself, and we can do it with Ron Harper at the 1, me at the 2, and Kobe at the 3, or me at the 3 and Kobe at the 2. But except they got Shaq back there. Right. Imagine Kobe, if he would have been greedy for rings and stats and went and did
Kobe even told you when he was young, man, I'm young and strong, but Jordan had built that power over years. Michael could have played the small forward because he was strong about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know what pissed people off when I say this? Imagine if Michael never would have retired none of them 2 times, right? The Bulls probably would have lost to Houston in that first one because they had fatigue from going to playing 100 games for 3 years. The Bulls would have lost that first year against Houston. But Jordan would have got that ass back in that lab. Jordan would have had Pippen in the lab, and he would have had Horace Grant in the lab, and they would have got re-energized. Bulls would have lost that second year, and they would have continued on. They probably would have went 7-1. I don't think they would have beat Tim Duncan and David Robinson in '99 because, damn, Rodman was already falling off. Pippen with the back. They might have lost to them. But imagine if Jordan never would have retired, dog, and kept producing like he would have produced. Dude probably would have got to close to Kareem or maybe even past Kareem. And imagine if he would have took them last few years and followed Phil Jackson, like you said.
Yeah.
That would have been 3 more easy championships. The dude probably would have had 10 rings, and there would have been no debate for real. 10-1.
I mean, it's not no debate already. it's no debate already, but
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now, if Bill Russell would have played in the 80s and 90s and won 11 times in 13 years and only lost once, he would be the GOAT. But he played when it was only 8 teams, dog, and teams had had territorial draft rights. So Boston was getting all the good players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, man.
I'll never diminish Bill, but my dude, Jordan was the blueprint for the new age. And I can't forget Kareem. He got the best career. One in high school 3 times, one in college 3 times when they would not let a freshman play varsity. Then he came to the league and won 6 times. So actually, he got the greatest resume, but Jordan's still going to be the greatest, though.
Yeah, I agree, man. I appreciate the call, Jules.
Hey, man, I see you got 3 more topics. I'm going to be here.
All right, no doubt. Bet.
All right, my boy. Thank you for letting me come on.
All right, man. And hey, Christian Woods, thanks for that super chat, brother.
Oh, yeah, they be hitting you up, dog. That's what's up.
Yeah. Good. All right, thanks. Man, that was a DC Slim took about 20 minutes. Man, I still don't understand what me and DC Slim was debating. I really don't. I'm so confused. He was just all over the place. DC Slim, you gotta stop doing me like that. That's 2 weeks in a row that's 2 weeks in a row you did me like that, DC Slim. I'm so confused right now, man. But yeah, man, that's those are my thoughts. I'm glad Rod Strickland was able to get out there and say that, man. Kind of drive that point home. Nah, man. Mike was Mike. Mike was a great defender and all that stuff, man. You can't take nothing away from that dude. And the fear that you got People always talk about that fear. There was a lot of fear, man, dealing with Mike, man. So yeah, Lonzo, man. Slim was in here on one, man. But yeah, we'll move on to the next topic, man. I appreciate everybody that called in. I appreciate the super chats, man. But this next topic, Kevin Garnett, and this was last week as well, and this was kind of like in kind of as a response to Joel Embiid getting injured. And he got injured. He needs surgery. Man. It was not MCL, but it was his meniscus that's torn. So that's ugly. And the reason why that's ugly is because one, now he's not going to be eligible for any awards. He's not going to be eligible for MVP. And he was having a great season, and he was leading the MVP votes. He's not going to be eligible to win the scoring title, be first team, and that's a big deal. And the second thing about that is, a lot of people felt like he rushed back because he was getting scrutiny for missing that Denver game. And plus he was rushing back because he didn't want to miss too many games. He wanted to stay on pace to play 65 games so he can be eligible for all that. So a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about it. They didn't like it. They think the rule is not a legit rule that should be there. But Kevin Garnett said something that got me thinking, man. This is how Kevin Garnett discussed it.
How y'all feel about the rumblings y'all hearing about the players? Halliburton came out and said some strong, aggressive shit. Like, they think the 65 game rule is, is full of shit. Because because he thinks that, and I feel the same way. The game is so vigorous and on your body that you're going to get hurt. Nobody on the court. Hold on, to all fans out there, everybody watching the games, everybody on the court is hurt. Everybody. All 10 guys. All 10 guys out there got something wrong with them. If you're not played 30 games in the league, you're hurt. Okay? And I mean like something to where you got to go put extra care. You got to get treatment on it. So you never get through a season 100%. And you definitely don't finish off no season 100%. But, I think the 65 game rule was put in for incentives for these guys to play. We saw guys take advantage of it. We saw guys sitting out on big games that the league had already teed up. I just don't think that this generation of players understand that part of the business. I don't think they give no fucks, and I don't think there's no pride to play 82 games. And I think when you look at longevity, the part of longevity and the reason that you can get to longevity is because you playing 65% of the games. You playing 45% of the games. I expect you to play the fucking 25 years. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no miles on you. So, let me hear y'all take on it, bro, because today's game is more about longevity versus today. It is. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Just a little context. 5 games are the maximum amount that Embiid can miss at this point.
It's over. To get an MVP? That's what I'm saying.
First team All-NBA, he could miss out on all of that.
Listen, bro, it's over. He's definitely not. He got what, 45 more games? He's going to miss 5 games, bro.
Exactly.
So and then look at this. All that he just did this season is finna go into a wash.
His best year too.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think it's kind of scary too, because you gotta listen to your body, TK. You gotta listen. I don't care how the accolades ain't even that important at this point.
Bro, the accolades is how you get paid.
True that.
He's smart. I'm saying, bro, what they're bitching about was the precedent for us. Bro, it used to say something when you got out here with half a leg.
Okay.
And I'm being up the so-called best. I'm in your favorite player's face, locking this shit up.
Man up.
You hear me?
Man
That's
up.
what I'm saying. It said something about you.
Yeah,
and then guess what? Man, your
Yeah,
teammates looked at you like, oh shit.
He
That
just
nigga,
fought through that.
man, Joe, a nigga seeing your effort and you on the ground and you, bro, it just says something about you. I'm not either way. I'm just saying that it needs to be an understanding that this is a business. And when we tee the 2 best big men up to play, and one of them don't play and scratch 30 minutes before the game, like you throwing the whole whoop off. You know what I'm saying? You threw the lick off. Then you taunting them. Like, bro, if you're gonna miss the game, miss the game. Don't come out here with all this extra shit, waving at the crowd. And then somebody around Joel gotta say something. Big fella, chill.
I'm with the rule.
So, man, he said he made a lot of points, about 4 of them. The last thing he said was look, man, it's a business. You got to understand it's a business. So for Joel Embiid, even though he tweaked his knee against Indiana the game before Denver, for him not to want to strap it up and say, look, man, I'm going against, the other big man that everyone's saying is either me, him, 1 or 2, And I just bust his tail in Philly. I want to bust his tail again in Denver and show everybody, even though I'm on this one leg, right? Because he probably was dragging his leg because when he sat out Denver game and then played the game after Denver, he was dragging his leg in that game. So I know he would have been dragging it against Denver. So he was right to probably sit that game out. He couldn't go. But what Garnett is saying is, look, man, it's a business side of this. This is the part where you suck it up. This is the part where you actually get out there and say, look, I'm dragging his leg. I'm locking this dude up. And that's going to show my whole squad something. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is Embiid always have knee issues and you can't play with that. You might get lost for the season. So I see both sides of it. But I'm at least trying to communicate what Garnett is trying to say. I'm not saying I 100% agree. I'm just trying to say, that's I think that's what he's saying. It's a business side of it that he don't think the younger generation is seeing, right? Or understanding or even care about, right? Then he said that he don't see no pride out there. Nobody wants to play 82 games, right? He don't see no pride out there for people to play 82 games. Michael Jordan played 82 games several times in his career. He played 81 games several times, and probably between 78 and 80 games several times. That was pretty much his whole career, except for the 2 years he was retired and he came back with only 17 games left, or the year he broke his foot in his second year. And maybe he might got one game where he probably played 70. But for the most part, it's 78 or above. That's his entire career. Even his last year when he was 40, he played 82 games. So, but everybody ain't built like that, though. Everybody ain't built like Michael Jordan, and everybody ain't built like LeBron to be blessed with a type of body that's almost indestructible. So I get it. Embiid got a different body. I get it. Everybody ain't gonna play. But he said there's no pride nowhere in the league to play 82. Even this indestructible guy in LeBron is rarely playing 82. I don't remember him playing 82 that many games. I remember him being the beginning of load management, even before Kawhi was. I remember them load managing in San Antonio with Tim Duncan, even though Tim Duncan played 70+ games multiple years. But the load management kind of started there. LeBron started load management as well. So I'm like, man, where's the pride to play 82 games like your examples of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and them dudes? They didn't sit games out like that. Right. So that's one piece of it. And then he mentioned the longevity. You got no wonder y'all can stay and play 21 years and still look good at year 21 when you're 39. That's not a shot at LeBron, but you got to say he said that. He probably had LeBron in his mind when he said it. However, that's who he's talking about. You're 21 years in, running around like a deer, but you have played 82 games nowhere near the amount of time as Michael Jordan. So he was like, man, you on fresh legs in year 21 still. You ain't played 82 games every year like Michael Jordan did. That's a whole different body, right? And I agree with him on that. I agree with him. And then playing through something I'm gonna get through in a minute. This is them continuing that conversation.
The rule. I like the 65 game rule. Because when I look at my GOAT, he played 82, injured the next season, 82, 82, 81.
That gotta be MJ.
82, 82.
Gotta be MJ.
80, 78. Got injured. Retired, or whatever year that was, retired. 82, 82, 82.
See, but it was a more macho thing back then.
This is my GOAT.
You got kudos.
He's playing 99% of the
Yeah,
games.
You did. You got another level of respect from your peers.
Exactly.
Jordan.
You had a big stretch too, KG.
Bro.
You had 6 straight years at 81 or more.
Bro, listen to me.
So
I had
I'm
a stretch.
saying,
I played
bro.
five. I
You
played
telling me you wasn't injured?
Was I injured? Joe, I used to have.
You played.
I had plenty fasciitis. When I played
You
Dallas
played,
Mavericks,
bro.
we played in the fucking tournament, bro. We played the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. Bro, I had plenty fasciitis. Y'all know plenty fasciitis?
Yeah,
I had that shit in both feet. Man, that's my girl at the time how I was getting up, bro.
Man, I'm telling
Man, I
you.
was
So
crawling to the bathroom and shit, bro. People have no idea what players deal with when they go home. And guess what? Got the fuck up, figured it out, and played on some psycho shit. We're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's a real thing.
I was
That's a real thing, dog.
I mean, I played with turf toe.
Everything.
I played with a dislocated thumb.
Right.
I played with bruised thighs. That's the worst. You get kneed in the thigh, then get re-kneed in the thigh. I fell on the floor, knocked both my teeth out, went to the back, put a mouth guard on, came right back out. Like,
That's some hockey player shit.
but I'm saying, like, it's on the mindset. It's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? But I think the players and the organizations, they hire these people now, these physical therapists, these sleep doctors, these load management people to tell you, oh, let's take some days off because, your toe is hurting. Let's take a week to get
Changing the
recovered. So
mentality.
now they're changing their mentality to where
I don't fight through nothing. I don't push through nothing.
Exactly.
Guess what? The defense looked like that. I hit a pick. I don't fight through the pick. I switch it. I get through something. Like, Lord, it's
less
nobody
physical.
wants to say this, but this is all subliminal coming. It's all looking into the game. It's no extra effort, bro. You can see your favorite player, and he don't get the call. He might not run back, bro. And I'm talking about Durant. I'm talking about Bron. I'm talking about Embiid, Giannis. I done seen our best players in our game. If they don't get the call, they'll chill. Ain't no run back. I hate comparing the eras, but I just want the young boys to know that it was a level of respect that came with the durability and your mental, because you had to be mentally fucked up to be pushed. Man, you know what pain? Bro, you know what you gotta be? You know what you gotta be? What kind of animal you gotta be to push through some pain? I'm talking about pain ain't just going away just because you manned up and got through it. Guess what? It's the next play. It's the next play. And if you're Pete and somebody who got a motherfucker come down and score the ball on you on their greatest stopper, which you're getting his best with a nigga like this, man,
But
come
we
on,
was
man.
It's a different mindset.
It's a
now.
different
And
mindset.
guess what? This has been passed down from Wilt to Kareem to Magic to Larry to
Isaiah.
Jordan.
You seen Isaiah limping in the finals.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the
Big
greats
shout
have
out to
played
Zeke.
through
You know what I'm
something.
saying? We ain't
All
gonna
the
see
greats have been played through something. Real
Willis
shit. We go
Reed
back. It's
coming
real
in the
shit.
finals. I mean, it's just
You hear me?
that's just a different mentality.
It just
now.
shows the different level of mentality when it comes to pushing through something. And that's
Right.
what it was. Just like when you was chasing the title. You had to be mentally fucked up to lose every year and think that you had a chance the very next year. You had to be fucked up, but you had to believe that shit or nothing was happening.
That's why I honor Bron now. When it
Man, Joe, he said a whole bunch of stuff. And you can't help but understand, the person who was leading all of this stuff that he was talking about, man, they don't, he said, man, you got to fight through something. And he mentioned three things you got to fight through. Number one, you got to fight through injury and pain. You got to fight through that. Right. He said it trickles down to the court. Like the mindset of I'm not going to fight through this pain. It trickles down to the court and how they play. They don't even fight through screens no more. They take the easy way out on defense every single time. Here comes a screen. Guess what? I ain't gotta get hit. I ain't gotta bump it. I ain't gotta feel that pain. All we gotta do is switch. And they switching the screens. Now we're giving them a mismatch. You get what I'm saying? Like you used to have to go in the post to get a mismatch. You got Shaq in the post. He's a mismatch physically for everybody on the floor. So when I go in the post to Shaq, I already automatically got a mismatch that draws a double team, right? So how do you get a mismatch on the perimeter? Well, I mean, you run people through screens, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully some confusion will happen, but we're not going to switch on purpose and give you the mismatch. They're calling the worst defender, whether it's your big man who can't move his feet like Zubac, or whether it's a small point guard like Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving. They're going to give the ball to their best player. They're going to spread the floor, and they're going to call the screen with the worst defender on your team, and they know 100% they're going to get a switch because every team switches now. So now you switch, you give them a mismatch. Now it's one-on-one ISO, and that's what we got to watch for 4 quarters, 82 games plus playoffs. It's the worst basketball in the world. He said they're not even fighting through screens no more, and that's why LeBron got man, all them shots Kevin Durant hit on him when he was with the Warriors in the finals. And you got LeBron. This is a big play, and he's squared up with KD, and here comes a screen, and LeBron just switched it and just let somebody small. I don't know who it was that jumped on KD, and KD made it look like easy work. You don't switch that, man. You fight through that screen. So they're not fighting through injuries. They're not fighting through screens. And then he said you got to be some type of sicko psycho, like, and this is what Stockton was talking about on the last video I did when he said LeBron is not he's not hiking up the mountain like everyone else did the hard way. He's taking a helicopter to the top. He's taking the easy way out, right? And John Stockton, everybody in the comment section just went and was like, oh, John Stockton never won a ring. He can't talk about the king. He's ringless. He never won, blah, 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 blah. That don't mean what he said wasn't true. And And what Kevin Durant is saying is speaking to a mentality like Karl Malone and Stockton. Hey, look, man, we got something we put together. We like it. We run our offense this way. We run our team this way. We got Jerry Sloan. We can beat anybody. And then you face Michael Jordan 2 times in a row in the finals, and he get the best of you twice. But guess what? You go back to the drawing board and say, man, we got to come back and beat this dude. He said you got to be some type of psycho to think every year you can come back and beat that team, which is what Michael Jordan did. Every time Detroit beat him up, beat Pippen up, beat them in the playoffs, they kept coming back saying, we go get them. We go get them. We go back and get bigger, stronger, faster, better, smarter, and we go come back and beat them. And that gives you a different type of, that gives you a different type of confidence or it give you a different type of satisfaction after you actually get that job done, right? You don't get beat up by the bully at school and just switch schools. You don't do that. You got to show that bully, hey, look, man, you're not going to do this to me long. At some point, I'm going to show you what I can do as well. Right. And that's the mentality. And he's saying they don't even have that. He said that they're not even coming back year after year saying, I'm going to get through this hurdle that I couldn't get past, but they're just running to a different team and finding other players that couldn't get past that hurdle. Like LeBron and Wade calling each other out. They seen Mamba win a championship and say, man, he already got 5. What we go do? We ain't even got 1 yet. What you go do? We go get together, and they join together and say, all right, man, we couldn't beat them. We couldn't, and that's why we call them Levotron. We couldn't beat them alone, but when we combine everything, hey man, we strong as ever. That's not impressive. I never got to find out if LeBron was actually better than Wade, because I never seen them go face to face, head to head, in the playoffs with their teams at both at the height of their at their peak. I never got to see that. I never got to see LeBron face to face, head to head with Melo. I never got to see him face to face with KD, because every time he faced him, he had that super team. So I mean, the only time it was even was when he was at Golden State and LeBron was at Cleveland. It was even, and I think Kevin Durant wanted that. I think that's why he made that move to Golden State, because he was like, everyone's saying I'm second, I'm number 2, and LeBron's number 1. I just want to show everybody that I can beat him. He beat me when I was 23 years old in OKC with 2 20-year-olds, 2 21-year-olds, Harden and Westbrook. He beat me, and he had a super team. He beat me. I want to show y'all I can beat him and outperform him in the playoffs. So he was like, hey, I'm going to take I'll admit, he took the easiest path by joining the Warriors. But and this is my opinion, all he really wanted to do was get in the finals with LeBron and show LeBron up. And when he did it and they didn't show him love, he was confused, because he was like, man, LeBron did this and y'all showed him love. I thought when I did it and I showed y'all that I can outplay him on the biggest stage, that y'all was going to show me love. But he underestimated the media. So those are my thoughts on that, man. I'm about to open the phone lines up, man. Keep every phone call to less than 2 minutes. All right. So we gotta fly through it so I can get more calls, because there was some people that called in on the last segment that I couldn't get in here because we stayed on too long with one caller, a couple of callers. So phone lines are open, man. I want to know what y'all think about everything Kevin Garnett said, everything I said. Now look at some of these comments. Jules, what's up?
What up, baby?
What's up?
Real quick, that's why Jordan had a love of the game clause in his contract, bro. Let me give you a real quick fact. Aside from his second season when he broke his foot, Jordan played in 912 of 919 games, my boy.
That's crazy.
You know?
It don't get no better than that.
It don't. And as far as like what Kevin Garnett was talking about, he was a little disingenuous, because when the load management was going on, we were seeing dudes that wasn't even hurt taking nights off, bro. You can't do that. Like Jordan said back when he was playing, like, I try to play every game because if it wasn't for the people filling these seats, our owners wouldn't be paying our checks, and somebody that might have never seen me get a chance to see me. You know what I'm saying? This game is definitely different now. These old players made it so these new players can get these big contracts, and they done lost the love of the game, man. Like, Like I said, like we talked about the other day, we don't even get competitive all-star games no more, bro. I grew up from 73. Every all-star game I saw in baseball, that was like a playoff atmosphere because the National League wanted to whoop the American League ass and the American League wanted to whoop the National League ass. It was the same way in the NBA all-star game. They wanted them bragging rights. East versus West. Who best, baby?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
And I know you want to keep it to 2 minutes, but let me just say this one other thing. Them 2 years Durant was on Golden State, he cooked LeBron ass in them finals.
He did. That was a clinic too.
Man, he cooked them, dude.
And he easily won them MVPs, man. It wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a question. So
it wasn't. You know, I mean, it's good, but you know, I feel like, I mean, dude, and as far as like what we defended, but you had people like Mike. People forget about Michael Cooper on the Lakers, dude. He was the defensive specialist. He would defend three different, you know, positions. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, you know, I don't know. This brand, like you said, this brand of basketball today, man, it's hard for me to watch, man. I can't even watch a whole game. I watch parts and bits, but it ain't what it used to be, man. They done took defense out the game, and that's sorry to me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I appreciate the call, man. Thanks, man.
All right, brother.
All right,
take it easy.
Yep. Katrina Chavez, Warren recorded that many boards because that was his only job, to stay under the bucket, defend, and grab boards. In Detroit, he checked cats on the perimeter as well. There's some truth to that. He was more agile in Detroit and a little bit slimmer, and he could stay in front of Pippen and Jordan and stuff like that. And he was always a good defender, man. But yeah, and with the Bulls, he didn't have to do much on offense. He didn't have to guard the perimeter. They had the perimeter on lock with Pippen, Ron Harper, and Mike. That was a lot. They didn't need Rodman for that. They needed Rodman to agitate people like Karl Malone and Shaq down low. David Robinson. They needed him for that. Sean Kemp, all that good stuff, man. Let's get another phone call in here before we move on. One more phone call. Hey, that person that called from New York? I didn't get you in last time. Let's get you back in here real quick. But for the most part, though, Kevin Garnett, I agree with what he was saying. But he was saying a couple of different things. Caller from Georgia, what's up?
What's up, man? I've been trying to get on your show for a minute now, but I finally got on. But
what's up, big dog?
What's up, man?
What's your name?
Casey.
Casey?
Yeah.
What's up, big dog?
What's going on? I think the key thing is I think when I watch your show and I don't come in, I'm unpopular truth on when you see me up there. I'm unpopular truth.
Okay.
But the key thing when I hear with you, me and you, we love the game, and that's what we knew. Jordan loved the game,
right?
And I think a lot of people don't see LeBron actually loving the game. He's just loving the fame instead of the game. And I think with him not hustling, because I don't think plenty of times on there with him not hustling, and he'll make a turnover and not hustle back. That is the most disturbing thing to somebody that watched basketball in the 80s and in the 90s. We like, who wants you? I don't even care if you can score 30. I don't want you on my team if you're doing some shit like this.
Exactly.
Like that's the most heartbreaking thing that I see. I be like, you gonna make a turnover and not get back?
You know what's more disturbing? That he actually does that. What makes it more disturbing is that the people who in the media don't say nothing about it.
Say nothing. They don't, bro. It'd be like, what game was y'all watching? And y'all talking about the other players not being good. This man is not playing no defense, hustling, and then he'll make that just don't make sense in basketball.
No.
We be talking about you can talk about a bunch of stuff, but when it comes to basketball, hustling and playing defense is two of the most important things. There's no other way around it. And I don't even get how a coach could even think that I would want him on my team. That don't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
But
you see when him and AD sat that game out against Boston, who's supposed to be a rival of the Lakers and the number one team, you know what I'm saying? That's the game you decide to sit out. But you see when they sat out and they thought the team was going to just implode, but they actually came out there and played together. it was one piece of footage that was toward the end of the game. Somebody got fouled, was going to the free throw line, and all the guys that was on the floor came and helped that person up. It was Austin Reeves. That was what's the tall guy that came from New Orleans? I forgot his name. That started Hayes. It was Hayes, Austin Reeves, and a couple of more guys. They helped the dude up off the floor, man, and they all huddled up like they used to do at Duke.
I seen that.
And hugged each other, and like that showed some togetherness. And to me, when I sing that, I'm like, man, these dudes really want to play for each other. The issue is LeBron, because he's the leader, and he don't even have that type of connection with them. It seems like he kind of do, because they do their little handshakes, and he does D'Angelo Russell's ice in my veins thing. But at the same time, how do you do all that stuff in public and then trying to trade these dudes behind their back? Right. So I think
all these dudes know how he is from other teams. And because if I was to go to LeBron team, I'm always looking at him sideways. Because he don't did it to too many people.
And when
I don't see you do this.
When he traded D Wade in the right before the deadline, when he asked him to come over there during the summer and then go trade him in the middle of the season, that's his brother. When he traded D Wade, I said, man, this dude ain't got no heart, bro.
Bro, he ain't got, man, he don't care who you are. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out because I want you to continue the show. If he bring his son, I think he'll do his son like that. But I just want to say that. I appreciate you letting me get on, bro. I want to hold you up. Think about it, though, bro. Him and D Wade supposed to be like brothers, bro. Are you like you and your brother, right?
Not his son, though, man. Not his son.
Bro, bro, think about it now. How him and D Wade used to be talking especially when he first came to Miami. They were like brothers.
They was.
Like, and now you gonna tell me you can do your brother like that in the middle of the season?
Man, he had to go, and Wade didn't have no clue either. And Wade didn't have no clue when he was leaving Miami either. He didn't even tell Wade he was leaving Miami.
Man, if I was Wade, I would have never went to Cleveland after he did it.
Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, man. All right, man. I appreciate the call, man.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, big dog. Caller from New York, what's up, man? You tried to call a couple of times last segment, man. I ain't get you in here, man. What's your name?
Oh, what's up, man? Oh, I go by G Money Bags.
G Money, what's up, big dog? What's going on? What you wanted to say?
Yeah, man, this is disgusting, man. This is revisionist history. I mean, listen, I've been a Bulls fan since 1985, and I didn't see. Listen, I give a lot of people credit. I'm not one of these guys that only like how can I say, cape for Jordan. That's not what it is. But when you start hearing these things being pulled away, people start saying all types of sideways stuff like, "Oh, he was an average defender," or even listen, I'm a big big Kobe Bryant fan, but to hear after all of these years, they're starting to just pull and to say Michael Jordan was not as great as a defender as Kobe. Do these people remember that Jordan has a Defensive Player of the Year award in his trophy case? Like, I mean, this is weird to me. Listen, he's Kobe Bryant has played 20 years. Jordan played 15. He still left him with steals. Now, I'm not saying steals are everything, but that's part of it. A lot of what Kobe Bryant learned from basically his whole DNA. It's Michael Jordan. Let's stop trying to fake the funk and trying to change history. We know. Listen, I done seen a lot of great other players, the Clyde Drexlers, the Mitch Richmonds. I seen Jordan. They talk about Jordan now like as if Jordan never had to play against great offensive players. What are we talking about here? And then we have guys in the comment section, and they're telling me that Rodman was the great. He was in his prime from 96 to 98. Like, what are we talking about here? Rodman was the Defensive Player of the Year back to back with the Detroit Pistons, right?
Exactly.
And he was great. As a matter of fact, it probably lasted up until maybe, let's just say, for argument's sake, to 96. 96 was the first year that he came to Chicago. And if people remember, Rodman was about to get thrown out the league.
San Antonio
didn't want him.
San Antonio gave him away for Will Purdue. Will Purdue. That's how much. That's how. And remember, no all-stars. He wasn't making none of those defensive teams. He wasn't making none of that. He revived his career in Chicago. But
that's the
fact. But even during that three-peat, that last finals, he was hobbling around with a huge knee brace on.
Absolutely, but let's be real. Just to tell you how great Jordan is, right? The Bulls were playing basically 4 and 5 against every team. Rodman couldn't score. He was not a scorer. He might have averaged 5 points for his career on the Bulls. What are we and you know what's so crazy is these people, they come on these YouTube channels and they talk with this confidence, and I'm like, hold up. Listen, bro, I have VHS, VCR cassettes. This is I don't have to go back to YouTube to look. These are stuff that I've seen with my own eyes. This is unbelievable. And listen, bro, I really appreciate your show. You really, really got me thinking, you know what? I have to really start my own, because this is starting to get ridiculous. It's starting to get to the point where everybody's lying. It's like, why are we doing this? Like, I understand you love your best player, and the guy from DC guy, it was like, that was like, I lost about 10,000 brain cells. I'm just sitting here like, are you serious, bro?
See, my friend DC is like, I guess there's method to his madness, and I don't think he really cares what he says. I think the end result is he just want people to bring Mike off the pedestal so we can act like he's a human, which he is a human, but he think that we're idolizing him and he want us not to idolize him. No, we're not idolizing him. We're
nobody's idolizing.
Yeah.
Telling the truth.
Yeah.
We're telling the truth. We seen it. We're not listen, bro, I gotta commend you, bro, because you got a lot of patience, and I love the way you conduct yourself on it, man. I gotta really salute you, bro, because you really, really you inspire me really to start my own channel, because this has to stop, and people have to come up here and really just tell the truth, man. It's nothing wrong with telling the truth. There's nothing wrong with it.
Appreciate the call, man, and you can text this.
I'm gonna call back, no doubt.
Okay,
hey,
if you do want to start that thing, you can text this number. I help you out with the equipment and all that stuff.
Oh my God, you don't even know. I appreciate you, bro. I'm definitely gonna call back.
All
Have
right,
a great
dog.
night, man.
All right, you too.
All right.
DC Slim, man. I apologize that everyone don't agree with your take and they expressing their displeasure, but it was cringy. It was pretty cringy. All right, so we'll move to the next topic, man. Let me get this comment off real quick. All right. Oh man. Let me get it off here. All right, cool. All right, so Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson. I wanted to kind of give a kind of like a comparison, right? Because I think the timeline of how everything went down with Brunson leaving Dallas and going to New York and what he's doing in New York right now. I mean, he's on a stretch lately where he's getting an MVP chance now, and people in the media are seriously asking, should he be in the MVP race? Which, I mean, I don't think he's there yet, but if because I think the only race is about the top 5, right? But after 5, I don't think no one is worth actually trying to put nobody in the race. But he's after the 5, but he's definitely within the top 10 if there was a top 10. So I think it's some legitness to how well he's playing, and he made his first All-Star this year. And let me just play for you after the Indiana game how the crowd, how they gave him ups in New York.
It's different, man.
It's a different.
Jalen, that looked like a prize fight. How did that feel?
That was fun.
was fun. That was fun. The night started with you being named to your first All-Star game. Just talk about the journey you've been on and how it has reached this point now where you're on the Garden floor hearing MVP chants and you're going to the All-Star game.
I mean, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say.
All right, then talk about your teammates, because I know you will. You guys are shorthanded playing this game. This is a tough game. This is a big Eastern Conference game. What did you see out of this group where mainly 7 guys played, but yet fought back from down 15 to win?
We kept fighting, man. I mean, no matter what, we're going to keep fighting. That's what we do. Going to keep fighting every single night. That's what we do. Especially here, man. This place is unbelievable. Especially here.
Congratulations, Jalen. Thank you so much.
Wow.
An emotionally charged Madison Square Garden. And
Ernie,
wow, what a night for Jalen Brunson.
No, but man, just the tears in his eyes, because the guy made the All-Star team. It's a great honor. I'm pretty sure, you know, when you, especially somebody in his situation, like I'm just so happy for that kid. But just to see the emotion of being selected an All-Star, we talked about it last week night. Making the All-Star team is a big deal. And I told you, I'd rather make it by the coaches. And that's I'm just happy for him. And you just saw it in his eyes.
Yeah, he drops 40 on Indiana.
I mean, unbelievable year he's having. And actually 2-3 years in a sense. He was right there last year. Great for him. But what, you know, being a New Yorker, you never see that. Like Madison Square Garden, when the game is over, you don't have 19,500 people stay. They don't stay and listen to interviews. There's so many things to do in New York City. You're out. To have 19,500 stay and listen to your interview and chant MVP, that is a college-like atmosphere I have not seen.
And that, you know, that's something big to hear from someone who's from that city, who is a point guard, who just like Jalen Brunson, who is one of the top point guards that, because we know point guards, great point guards, a lot of them come from New York, and Kenny Smith is one of them. So for him to come out and say, look, that's not normal in New York, right? That's not normal. That means that hadn't happened for Melo. That hadn't happened for Amari Stoudemire. It didn't happen during Linsanity. Like he said that the crowd stayed after the game and chanted MVP during his interview. That's crazy. And DC Slim, I'm gonna get to your super chat after this topic before I get to Mark Cuban, because I want to answer that. But I think that is real crazy that Jalen Brunson is performing so well. And Dallas Mavericks had this gem in their possession and didn't use it. Now, this is a guy who's a point guard, who's been a point guard since he started playing basketball. He played point guard middle school, high school, played point guard at Villanova, but he also, he was one of those point guards that would go in the post every now and then. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people was kind of confused where he's going to fit in the NBA. But they drafted this kid, and once he started playing pretty good, they got this dude at the 2 guard. And he couldn't even really break the starting lineup at first because he's a point guard, so they didn't know what to do with him because they put in Luke at the point. But once they realized that he's too good to be on the bench and they put him in the start lineup, they got him playing the 2. Right? Just like they got Kyrie Irving playing the 2. I don't understand the love affair with having to have 6'8" Luka run the point guard, and then you go get another point guard to be off ball and undersized at the same time. It just don't make no sense. So what I want to do is talk about how the Mavs fumbled the bag, right? I'm gonna show you how they fumbled the bag, right? First and foremost, I want to show you what the Knicks are doing right now, right? And if you can see this graphic right here, on the right side, you got the defensive rating for the Knicks. They're ranked number 7, right? And if you want to find Dallas Mavericks, they're all the way down there at number 24, right? So when you look at team leaders, Luka is the team leader for the Mavs. Jalen Brunson is the team leader for the Knicks. your team usually takes on your attitude and takes on your demeanor, right? Just like someone was saying when they called earlier on the previous topic, where Michael Jordan, his demeanor on defense trickled down to the rest of the soldiers, right? So Brunson being a tough-nosed guy, wants to defend, wants to win, all this stuff. This is contagious to your team when it comes from your team leader. And look at the Knicks. I mean, we know Tom Thibodeau is a defensive coach, but look, number 7. So we got success. We got Jalen Brunson leaving the Mavericks, being very successful with the Knicks. If you look on the left side, that is the team ranking by their win column. The Knicks at number 6. If you want to find the Dallas Mavericks, they're all the way down at number 17. We got Luka Doncic leading the team, who's supposed to be all world, who Jason Kidd said is on the level of Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. But his leadership can't get Dallas Mavericks above the number 15, right? Because I mean, if you want to think about how many teams make the playoffs, there's only 16 teams making the playoffs. He's out of he's 17th right now. I think he's in the 17th in the West right now. But I mean, this is not looking good. This is your best player, but here it is, the sidekick that you wouldn't let play point guard goes to New York, and he's leading this team to a almost top 5 finish so far. I think they're number 2 in the East right now, maybe 3. The Cleveland Cavaliers just went up to number 2. I think New York is number 3. But this is phenomenal stuff, right? For somebody that you could have had. And why don't they have them still? I mean, it's just ridiculous why they don't have them. Here is, according to Chris Haynes, this is a report that came out last year. And it says, according to Chris Haynes from Yahoo Sports, the New York Knicks are expected to present Brunson with a 4-year offer. This was a year before last. I'm sorry. This is before they signed him, right? And apparently what they're saying, and I don't know if this came from his dad, which worked for the New York Knicks, or it came from his agent, but Chris Haynes is reporting that apparently the players' camp feels that playing with Luka Doncic will not benefit Brunson in the long run. And that was 100% right. Why won't it benefit him? Quotations. I've talked to people in his circle who think he has another level to reach that he just couldn't reach with Dallas because he played with the most ball-dominant player in the league. Hudson reports about Brunson's camp reasoning behind the move. So they're saying that we don't think that we could maximize Brunson's potential in Dallas because Luka is so ball dominant. But that's not the only thing. Luka is playing point guard as well. Like LeBron was ball dominant, but at least he was playing small forward, a lot, which gave Kyrie opportunity to be a point guard at times. But Luka is the point guard. They want him to have the ball all the time and take all the shots, and they just want Brunson to what they want from the co-star in Dallas is for them to be so good at scoring that whenever Luka gets in trouble, he could just get a ball up, and that co-star can go get a bucket against anybody. That's what they want from Kyrie. That's what they wanted from Brunson. That's what they wanted from Dinwiddie when they had him. Like if Luka is so good, he's going to get double, and when he gives the ball up, I want my co-star to be able to get a bucket just like that. We're not going to run a play for you. We only run one play in Dallas. That's high screen and roll for Luka. If he gets doubled on the screen and roll and he gives the ball up, the open man either shoots the 3 or we give it up, and I want my co-star to be able to go get a bucket on anybody. That is the dumbest offense in the world, and that's why we couldn't see how good Brunson was. But the crazy thing is that Jalen Brunson got to the playoffs, or the Mavs got to the playoffs his last year there, and Luka was hurt. They played Utah in the first round, and Luka missed the first 3 games, and Jalen Brunson led them to a 2-1 lead over a team that was ranked above them. This team still had Gobert and Mitchell. And Brunson by himself gave them 41 games, 31 the other game. They won 2 out of 3, and Luka comes back, and they immediately lose. Right. And then they figured it out and they actually closed that series out. So, just think about not appreciating that guy. And he showed you in the playoffs what he was made of. And you didn't even offer this dude a contract, and he walked on y'all. Right. So my point in bringing all this up is I think Brunson is a lot better than what people actually think he is. And I think Luka is a lot less than what people actually think he is. And the reason why people won't or can't admit that Luka is a really good player, even a great player, but very flawed, defensively, off the ball, turnover, things like that. He's a flawed player, but they ignore it because the triple-double just make everybody's brain short circuit. Anything close to a triple-double, people just short circuit and just equate that to greatness, right? But the way I look at triple-double numbers is every number you get, I have to connect to first and foremost team success and winning. And it's a couple of ways I can connect it to team success. Like, say, for instance, Luka leads, he's averaging almost 10 assists a game. That's part of his triple-double. He's getting 10 assists a game. And everybody will look at that and be like, phenomenal. This is great. This dude is averaging 10 assists. However, if in order for you to get your team assists, we have to play bad basketball, it's not worth it. And the reason why I know it's bad basketball is because I expect a player, like, say, for instance, if Michael Jordan leads the league in scoring, when I look at team scoring overall, I expect to see the Bulls somewhere near the top in scoring, or else your scoring is in vain, right? So whatever you lead your team in, if it doesn't translate to your team being successful in that stat, then it's in vain. So if you look at these assist numbers, right, Dallas is all the way at the bottom. If you see the highlight, all the way at the bottom with Memphis, they only got Ja Morant. They ain't even making the playoffs. They down there with Memphis in assists. So what good does it? What does it do me for Luka to get 10 assists if my team is one of the worst assist teams in the league? Which is another thing that's kind of fascinating, because look all the way at the top. That's Tyrese Halliburton leading the league in assists, and his team leads the league in assists. That means his assist is translating to team success, because my assist is directly proportional to my team having the best assist numbers in the league. And guess who coaches that team? Rick Carlisle, who was the coach under contract in Dallas, who ran from Dallas to a new job. I've never seen a team or I've never seen a coach be under contract, resign, and immediately go get a new job because he wanted to get away from a superstar like Luka Doncic. Somebody that's that good, I've never seen a good coach run from them. Never seen it. If you seen it, let me know. Let me know if you ever seen a good coach run from a superstar in their prime. Rick Carlisle ran away from Dallas. The truth might come out why he did it. Who knows why he did it, but he ran away from Dallas and went straight to Indiana, and look at his team, #1 in assists. Right, so let's look at Luka's rebounds. Another thing that people say that Luka is great at, he's averaging 8 rebounds a game. So he's averaging 34 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, almost 10 assists. The rebounds that you're getting for your team, is it translating to your team's success? Well, look all the way at the bottom. Dallas, again, all the way at the bottom. So your rebounds ain't translating to team success. So your rebounds or your assists are not leading to team success. They're in vain, right? That's not the same thing for what Jalen Brunson is doing in New York, right? So Jalen Brunson leaves New York successful. Oh, he leaves the Mavs successful in New York. Rick Carlisle leaves the Mavs successful in Indiana. Who else left? Kyrie Irving leaves Brooklyn and comes to the Mavs. He all of a sudden is not an all-star anymore, right? So it's not looking real good for the Mavs and Luka Doncic, and it's time for a lot more people to actually admit that, man, what's going on in Dallas is not a good look, man. They need to change a lot out there in Dallas, man. And it's going to start with taking Luka off the point guard position, man. So those are my thoughts, man. Let me see some of these comments. I'm gonna put the number up there again. Let me see what's going on in these comments. Let me see. That's still Michael Jordan stuff. Oh man, y'all stuck on MJ. Y'all in there fighting for y'all life on this MJ stuff. All right, here we go. Uncle Stretch, man. What's up, B? The dumbest offense, easy to guard. I agree 100%. Give your best player the ball, spread the floor, have a 5-man out offense, high screen and roll, and the guy that I want to take the shot just so happen has the ball. Like, like if we don't double the screen, he's gonna. If we don't double anything, if we just switch out every screen and let him go ISO 101, that's all you're gonna get is ISO 101. Because that's how they designed their offense. Luka, we get the screen. Luka, you get downhill, try to get to the rim. If not, go ahead and step back and shoot the three. And if they double, get a ball up, and hopefully we can get a three, or hopefully we can get the ball in my best player's hand, and he can make a move and take one of his patented shots. And you just continue that for four. They run one play. Man. It's really ridiculous, man. Really ridiculous. Man, y'all really love this MJ stuff. All right, I'm gonna move on, man. Last topic, man. Hold on, just don't let me see this. Just don't stream about the people that I think MJ. Man, y'all really like that MJ. Y'all in here fighting for y'all life in the comment section, man. Oh man, that's too funny, man. That is too funny. All right, man. That's all I had on the on the Luka stuff, man. I'm gonna move to this last topic, man. This one's a little bit different, man. Not so much about basketball. This is Mark Cuban that's probably gonna get sued, right? If the right person really want to go after him and get this money. I don't know what's going on with it, right? So I give you a rundown. Mark Cuban is on Twitter or X or whatever, and him and Elon Musk are having a back and forth that's been going on for 2 weeks, and they going back and forth. And it's more people. It's just not Elon Musk. It's more people, just common folk going in there, going at him, man. And it started from a tweet that Mark Cuban threw out there. And in this tweet, he said, "I never hire anyone based exclusively on race, gender, religion." Right? That's not a bad statement. I've never hired anyone exclusively on race, gender, religion. I only hire the person that will put my business in the best position to succeed. And yes, this is where he got in trouble at. And yes, race and gender can be part of the equation. I view diversity as a competitive advantage. Now, how would you propose finding organizations that give preference to white people? Why aren't you working as hard to show examples of white preference as you are DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion? You claim they're hard both, right? So quick rundown of what he was really saying is the conversation of DEI is heating up in the government and in all types of work environments, right? And what DEI really is them trying to find ways to diversify workforces, right? Say for instance, you go to I don't know, let's say the Dallas Mavericks organization. You go there and you see that everyone that works in the arena happen to be one demographic. Let's say they're all female, right? You would say that that's not diverse, because I don't see men as much as I see women. I don't see different walks of life. You know what I mean? It's just all Protestant females in there, right? So that'll say it's not diverse. How does that happen, right? Does that happen because you're purposely handpicking people that look a particular way or a particular gender or a particular religion? It could mean that, or does that mean that I don't know? It could mean some of the other things, right? So this conversation is heating up. Mark Cuban comes out and says, "Man, I've never hired nobody," but he's advocating for being diverse. He's saying the strength of a company is in its diversity, and I agree that you're a strong company if you have all different walks of life, because you get different perspectives, and all of these people can help you, strengthen and strengthen your workforce and give ideas from different walks of life and all of that stuff, right? So he's right in that part. But the part where he messed up is when he said race and gender can be a part of the equation, which is not really true. So here's the EEOC commissioner who confronted him about it on X. Now she's on Fox News giving her thoughts.
Billionaire business investor Mark Cuban facing backlash over claims on diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring, saying in a viral X post, "I've never hired anyone based exclusively on race, gender, religion. I only ever hire the person that will put my business in the best position to succeed." And yes, race and gender can be part of the equation. I view diversity as a competitive advantage. Joining us now to react, Commissioner of the U.S. Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, Andrea Lucas. Andrea, thanks for being with us. Now, Andrea, it was you that responded to Mark Cuban, correct? You on X responded to Mark Cuban and notified him in essence, hey, what you're describing is a violation of the EEOC.
That's right. I'm glad to have had the opportunity to clear up some really basic misunderstandings about employment law that I see so many corporate leaders and our cultural elite constantly misunderstand. And those two key points are one, that race and sex can't be part of the equation. If race or sex is any part of your decision, if it motivates it at all, you've violated the law. People seem to think that as long as it's just a tipping point or a soft factor, that's okay. That's not the law. And then second, there's a widespread belief that there's some form of good race discrimination, as long as it benefits certain protected racial groups or particular minority groups, or if it is designed to promote some general interests of diversity, equity, or equity. That's also not the law. There's no good race discrimination. Diversity discrimination is still unlawful.
Well, that's one.
So basically what she's saying is Mark Cuban just admitted to breaking the law as it pertains to equal opportunity. So he's saying you're breaking the law. That's not our policy. That's not what we're doing with DEI. And what Mark Cuban is saying is, if you go to his Twitter or his X handle and you go and look at all this stuff, man, this is a huge debate, and he's been talking about it for 2 weeks every single day, right? And it's people coming out there calling him names and attacking him for being Jewish and all this stuff, man. And I think that's a little bit unfair, all right? Because all he's really trying to do and all he's really trying to say, he just slipped up in what he said, but what he was really trying to say is that he gave an example. He said that if I have a workforce of all one demographic, it'll be in my best interest to diversify it. Now, how you go about diversifying it, you can't purposely do it, which is a hard thing, because how does a workforce get one particular demographic if someone's not purposely trying to do it that way? Like it's very hard for you to put a job out there and announce a job, and you got 5 spots to fill, and all 5 of them are filled by black women or white men or black men. Like you get one demographic and 5 slots that you need to fill. I find it hard to believe that only one demographic qualify for those jobs, right? So Mark Cuban is saying if I feel like I need to be more diverse, I'm going to put the job announcement out there. And if I have 2 candidates and they both qualify, but one is the demographic that I need to have diverse in my workforce, what Mark Cuban is saying is that he would pick that person. If they both qualify, I would pick that person. And I think what the spirit of that law is they're trying to prevent people from excluding people. But the only people that was really getting excluded was minorities when these type of laws came about, right? So these laws were actually made so minorities couldn't be excluded, so women couldn't be excluded, so people of color couldn't be excluded, right? So that's what that law is for. So whenever back, let's say 1964 when this law came out, every workforce was probably predominantly white, right? So you put this law out there, so it's saying, look, man, y'all keep hiring people that look like y'all, but y'all not hiring these minorities. So we're going to put this law in place to make it so you don't discriminate against them and not hire them, right? But now what's going on is people are purposely trying to hire those people so they can be more diverse in their workforce. And now you got the majority saying that now you're discriminating against us. Now that you're giving a job to someone, we got a workforce that's predominantly white, and for you to go out and purposely look for someone that's not white is discriminated against white candidates that also qualify for the job. It's a very sticky situation, very sticky topic. I just wanted to throw that out there, man, for a lot of people, man, that might not be knowing what's going on. But Mark Cuban, just by making that comment, he opened himself up for a lawsuit. So far, no one has come out and tried to sue him. But it probably would have to come from one of the businesses that he owned that would have to come out and say, hey, I feel discriminated against, or whatever the case may be. It just can't be just some random, right? So we'll see what happens. They're trying to apply pressure. I don't think he feels pressure. I mean, he's a smart guy. I think he knows he's not in real trouble. But it's just something I want to throw out there for y'all, just in case, y'all like that type of thing. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna end, before I end the show, I'm gonna go 10 minutes because I see that people are still talking about the Kobe, the Mike, and the LeBron stuff, right? And I did want to get the DC Slim's super chat. Thanks for the super chat, $10. And he said, question, who determines who the GOAT is? And what is the criteria? And where can I get in writing? Well, get it in writing. Well, you in luck, DC Slim, because nobody determines who the GOAT is. Right? That's number one. Number two, if you want a criteria, I have a video for that. I have a video for that where I broke down what my criteria is for the greatest of all time. And just a quick snippet of it. You have to be the best player first and foremost. You have to be the best player I ever seen. If 5 or 10 people fall in that category of the best player I ever seen, then that starts the conversation for me, and we go from there. Caller, what's up?
Hey man, I'm calling from Augusta, Georgia.
What's up, man? What's your name?
My name D'Angelo, man.
What's up, big dog? What's going on?
What's it going on? I just wanted to call in. MJ my GOAT. I'm a Kobe fan, diehard Kobe fan. I never put Kobe over Jordan, because I know who the GOAT is.
Right.
But my thing is, everybody go off stats. Everybody say, oh, LeBron got these stats. His stats better than Kobe and Jordan. Kobe came in on a playoff team at the pit 3 years. So the stats it don't tell the whole story. But my thing is, if y'all can go off stats, Karl Malone got better stats than Tim Duncan. But I never heard somebody call Karl Malone a top 3 power forward. He got better stats than Tim Duncan. So it just got to make sense. I never heard Stephen A, Skip, none of these people bring up that kind of argument. Oh, Karl Malone got better stats, but you never say he better than Tim Duncan. He's the third leading scorer all the time.
You know what? We've never decided who the best was based on the all-time stats. And here's a test on how I know that's true. Who do you think the best pound for pound rebounder? And let's take Wilt out of it because I know Wilt was a monster. Who do you think the best pound for pound rebounder was of all time?
Pound for pound?
Or just rebounder, period. Who was the best rebounder you ever seen?
I say Dennis Rodman. People gonna say Drummond because how many rebounds he get in his little his little time. But I say Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, a lot
get 30 rebounds.
Right. But look, a lot of people would say Dennis Rodman, but do you know where he ranks at all time on the all time list for rebounds?
Nah, I know it's kind of low.
Yeah, it's low. And guess who ranked above him?
Who that?
Dwight Howard.
And that's what I was gonna say first.
Right. So no one would say Dwight Howard is the best rebounder. And Kareem is way up there at the top as the best rebounder. And everyone will go all the way down. As a matter of fact, I'll pull up where Dennis Rodman is at. All-time rebounds. Let's see what Dennis Rodman is at. Man, he probably below number 10, to be honest with you.
That's just like saying John Stockton was a lockdown the penalty.
Right. So if you combine NBA and ABA stats, Wilt's number 1, Bill Russell, Moses Malone, Kareem, Artis Gilmore, Elvin Hayes, Tim Duncan, number 7, Malone, number 8, Robert Parrish, number 9, Garnett, number 10, Dwight Howard, number 11. Right. And Dwight Howard, if a team would have signed him last year, he would have been past Garnett and he would have passed Parrish. Dwight Howard could have got to the top 5 in rebounds. Right. But anyway, my point is Dennis Rodman ain't nowhere on that list, bro. He always at number 24. Dennis Rodman is at number 24 for rebounds. But when someone asks you who the best rebounder is, they're still going to say Rodman.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to say that. So, I mean, we've never asked who's the best scorer you ever seen and went right to the all-time stats and cherry pick from number one. Now we go based on what we see on the floor, man. So that's my point.
Yeah, I just want to make that point too, man. Cause these LeBronians, they got it's getting ridiculous, man. If I could show you my Facebook timeline, man, it's ridiculous. I don't even get on Facebook because the fans are delusional, bro.
Oh man, yeah, that's funny, man. But all right, man, I appreciate the call, man.
All right,
man. We getting any more phone calls before I end it? Any more phone calls, man? Any topic is open, man. Y'all anything we discussed today, we can get some last minute alibis before I end the show. I didn't do bad on time, even though that first topic took almost an hour. I didn't do horrible. I didn't do horrible on time, man. DC Slim, call back, man. We can finish our convo. You told DC Slim, what it is?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all better stop hating on Kobe, man. I understand y'all love Mike, and I understand his greatness. Let's play wordplay. Greatness and best. Greatness and best. Michael Jordan is not the best player. He's the greatest. Marketing, entertainment, Space Jam, Jordans, all that got to come into play. But my question to the panel, you and the world is, if Kobe and Mike played one-on-one, you threw your stats out the window, you threw your 6-0, 6 rings, your defensive MVP, who would win the game?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know.
I'm going to take Kobe. You know why? Watch this. It's easy. I'm going to do it just like y'all do, Mike. First of all, Kobe is a better true basketball player than Mike. Mike has the athleticism, but Kobe is a more intelligent basketball player. Now, he takes some bad shots, right? Don't get no credit for that footwork. Because, see, I could picture Mike trying to post him up and stick the hand all in his face. You know what the advantage would be? Your boy, you get any shot that he wants. Mike too small. You know what I'm saying?
Mike too small for Kobe?
See, Mike is wider. He ain't longer. Pause. All right? You see, I'm getting better, dog. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
All right? he got him on that.
No, I think Mike was a little stronger than Kobe, man.
He's strong.
Yeah,
he's
definitely strong.
I give him strength.
He's a bigger guy. I think so. Back to what you said about Kobe being a better what you say, a better pure basketball player. What you say?
He's a better pure all around basketball player than Mike.
That's very hard to say, but I mean
he came to the NBA from high school. Mike ain't do that.
That's a good point. That's true. But they both they both
should have started in his first year. Look, when you
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, DC. Yeah. Right. So when the blueprint is Mike, and that's the best blueprint you can use, and Kobe used that blueprint. But then,
hold up. The blueprint ain't Mike.
The
blueprint ain't Mike.
For Kobe, it was.
No, that's not. See, if you pull up something on your phone, see, that's what everybody don't realize. Mike is probably only 30% of Kobe.
I think he's a little bit more than that.
I challenge anybody to go look that up. He's 40% Hakeem Olajuwon.
Brother.
Yeah, see, everybody say they know this basketball, John. I'm an old head. I've been around here for a long time, been watching basketball.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, as a skilled player. I ain't talking about all that entertainment and all that. I'm talking about these two one-on-one.
Why do you think Mike was all that? You act like Mike was some and1 mixtape basketball player, man.
No, I'm not saying that.
Hold on. What are you talking about? The skill, like Mike didn't have the skill. That's what Kobe was getting from. Kobe didn't model his game after Hakeem. He modeled his game after Mike.
No. See, you missed what I said. I said, watch this. I'm going to do it on a percentage. Kobe is probably 25% Dr. J, 40% Hakeem Olajuwon, 30% Mike. Only thing he can take from Mike is just like the post-up move. He ain't taking Mike's shot. He ain't taking Mike's footwork. Mike ain't got footwork. Mike was
Slim. Are you
athletic.
serious?
He just
Slim,
blew past.
I think
Oh,
you,
sir.
Slim.
I smoke
you
a lot of
delusional.
weed, but I don't do no heavy drugs.
No, you delusional from. I mean, and it ain't weed. You high off hate or something like that. You can't see.
No.
You
why
can't.
it
You
gotta
can't
be
see.
hate?
You can't see clearly that Michael Jordan footwork is impeccable. You got to be this. This
I
is
didn't
what.
say it wasn't impeccable.
This is one thing
I
that
said it
Kobe.
wasn't better than Kobe's.
This is one thing Kobe studied off Mike.
See that? You're missing it again. Look, watch this. I got another bomb for you. You ready for this? Oh, everything. Look, remember I told you a long time ago, don't be a dumb person with a smartphone. Anything I say, you can look this up. Kobe also played against tougher and bigger defenders. Pause. See, everybody like to talk about Mike in that era. Man, that East was not that great. The only stories you can mention is Detroit and New York. Nobody ever talked about no other team that Chicago ever played. See, when the Cleveland Cavaliers used to play, remember I'm an old head.
That's not true. That's not true.
What's not
DC
true?
Slim. People
I
talk.
don't never hear that. I ain't
People
see that
talk
in the
about.
comments.
People talk about him beating the Lakers. People talk about him beating the Portland Trailblazers.
He beat the Lakers at the end of Magic's career. See, I'm a Laker fan. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. I watched this.
Who beat Jordan at the end?
Michael
Who beat Jordan at the end of his career?
No, I'm not.
No.
mad at
That's
that.
the question. Who beat Jordan at the end of his career? Like everybody,
Jordan did the smart move.
Everybody
he got
keep
up
talking.
away from the table when he got his winnings.
Everybody keep talking about the Pistons was at the end. The Lakers was at the end. Just because they had 1, 2, or 3 or 4 rings, that all of a sudden they can't win no more. Michael Jordan took them boys down. If it was so easy to take somebody down at the end when Michael Jordan was 35, why ain't nobody taking him down?
Okay, look.
No, that's a question. That's a question.
I might have said
why,
that wrong.
Why didn't nobody take
this.
Mike down when he was 35? And Morris makes a very good point. He said you seem like you stuck in the 95 to 98 Mike, and you're forgetting about 84 to 93.
Listen. I am giving Mike to me. Watch this. This really gonna blow y'all man. The best Mike to me wasn't winning rings. It was selfish Mike. But see, y'all forgot. That's what I told you earlier. And Mike, like first 2 years when he got swept,
Slim, ain't none of this blowing my mind.
Animal, dog. No,
Slim,
I'm saying
ain't none of this blowing my mind.
Animal.
Ain't none of this blowing my mind.
So I'm not. It's nothing about me being stuck. I am being realistic. Okay. Once again, dog, y'all watch Kobe Bryant. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal and the Chicago thing will not let y'all understand that this dude he stole the moves and made it look good. See, that's why y'all really don't like him. Because you really not allowed to be like Mike.
Wait, who don't like Kobe? Me?
I ain't saying you. I'm saying the MJ people. See, it's okay. Look, watch this. MJ and Kobe are my 2 favorite players. You want to know a secret? This is a great conversation because I don't want to see nobody play them two. If I watch that game going to do 2 things. Kobe going to either win by 2 in 21, or that game might not never end. Oh, man, I'll sit down for 2 hours and watch them 2 play. Those are the 2 greatest players I ever seen. One is more exciting. The other one, to me, though, dog, 81? Come on, man. 6 games in a row with like 60 points. And Kobe took bad shots. That hurt him. See, it's a lot of personal stuff with Kobe. Won't nobody admit that. But as a basketball player, this true game, dog, he's destroyed some of the best out here.
Yeah.
He even took Mike back.
Yes.
Even if you
Slim,
go pull up Mike's record against him.
Everything you saying, I agree with. Kobe.
Okay, if you agree with it, why can't he be better than Mike? What is the number one reason why he can't be better than Mike?
Because I think Mike he mastered more of the game than Kobe. I think Kobe got very, very, very close. But Mike, from
you got kids.
From my,
you think your kid can be better than you?
From my observation, what I'm looking at, Mike was a little bit more superior than Kobe, and Kobe would admit this.
In what? In what?
What do you mean?
He got more. Only thing Mike got on Kobe statistically, not talking about the 6 straight, because I'm gonna get at the Chicago team. Mike has 1 defensive player of the week. Yeah, Kobe got more all first teams than Mike.
Mm-hmm. No. I don't know if he got more all first and he got more all defensive teams. He made not all of them. He got 12. All 12 of them wasn't first team.
Okay, so what about his defense? He got more defenses than Mike.
More
to
defensive
me,
teams. He got 12. Yeah.
more all defensive than Mike.
Right.
So it's almost like what we do with stats sometimes, and this is why I don't like LeBron fans. People take stats and just use them to their advantage. So when it comes to Kobe, right, first thing somebody say is he played with Shaq. Dog, he was averaging 25 and 35 with Shaq. You understand? Look, if Eddie Jones wasn't there, man, come on, man. You already know how this goes.
Yeah, you preaching to the choir on that, DC Slim. I'm gonna let you go. I had another caller come in.
I
But
love
look,
the show, man.
but listen.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir on the Kobe thing. We just separate where you say he's better than Mike. I just disagree with that. I think Mike's better. So
that's cool. But look, I'm gonna hang up. Hey, let me know when you find out that person who determined the GOAT status, because all that is subjective. Peace out, fellas. I love y'all.
All right, man. Oh man, DC Slim, man. Mikey Brass, what's up, big dog? Let's get one more call, man, before we end it, man. One more, maybe two more. DC Slim is G Money Bag. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man, y'all make it fun, man. Y'all definitely make it fun, man. But I'm trying to think, like, I mean, Kobe is there for a lot of people, man. Everybody think Kobe that dude, man. Better than Mike though. That's real tough. That's real tough, man. Mike mastered so much, man. And Kobe was just he was right there. He was right there with mastering almost everything that Mike mastered. I think I think the light bulb came on real quick for Mike. And first of all, man, people forget about like my man said, man, that 84 to 93 Mike was otherworldly and unreal, the way he was running past people and jumping over people and dunking and stuff. I mean, it was like he could get to the hole anytime he wanted to, man. And it's a good thing that they was allowing the Detroit Pistons to kind of beat him up, man, because if he was getting to the rim that easy, man, ain't no telling if he would have ever developed his jump shot. You know, I'm glad they didn't let him get to the rim against Detroit, you know, because that made him develop more of his game. Caller from Texas, what's your name?
Hey, this is Jeff Giat, man. Love the show, brother.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I'm gonna have to throw up a card on you, bro. Slim, that's your fault, bro. That's you. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists, brother.
Is he terrorizing the show?
Bruh, he's terrorizing the earth, bruh. Come on, man. Come on.
I am negotiating with him, man. I'm trying to make some sense out of what he's saying, man.
You sitting there trying to make sense with like a MAGA person or something, bro. Like, what are you doing right now? Why are you having this conversation? Why are you trying to do that? Their parents had all the time in the world to get them people right. And you still trying to take care of it in 5 minutes.
Oh,
man. Hey, brother, I really want to say I love your show, and I'm proud of how you handle this and hold it down. But back on the Jordan thing, see, I grew up. I was a freshman when he got drafted in high school. I didn't even know the name of the Chicago team, if I'm gonna be straight up about it. Okay, Michael Jordan had people who were not interested in basketball watching basketball.
That's
and
true.
getting passionate, not just casually watching basketball. They were watching him. I was in the military 24 years. When I was a young soldier, we used to run home because I was on the West Coast. We'd run home to get to CWGN to watch what he was going to do. That's what people don't understand, because it was before people had VHS and all that other stuff. People went home to make sure they were watching him. Sports bars made money because of him. Like this idea that, like, I'll say it this way. To me, Michael Jordan could not exist today because you had to have adversity. You have to have struggle. You can't have everything handed to you. That's my biggest issue with LeBron. I can't. First off, he's an only child. Where I grew up, those are the people you just couldn't. I mean, everything was they were the focus of their whole family. Michael Jordan had to fight against 4 other siblings for the chicken that got put on that table.
Correct.
He grew up. He knew how to fight. He knew how to. He understood. He understood from the jump. You got to compete. There was no. It wasn't. It wasn't something he had to be shown or had to be taught. He had it in him. He's a dog. And he had that both ways. He was looking to bust your behind, and he was looking to stop you. And he wasn't afraid to look like how Iverson had made him look. He wasn't afraid to compete.
Right.
He was never afraid. That's the thing that I can't ever respect LeBron. This brother could not go up and do at least what Kobe did in his rookie year and compete in the slam dunk contest.
No.
He was afraid. Because
Yeah.
you know why? Because he would have had nowhere to hide. It would have been all on him. He would be out there by himself, and he got nobody else he's going to be able to turn to, and let put the blame off on if it happened.
Yeah.
It'd be a dust ghost or something that tripped him up. It'll be somebody else's problem. It won't be him.
Did you
Can't be
see
him.
his dunk contest in high school before he went to the league?
I sure did. I believe was that not? Well, was it not?
It was horrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Or terrible, as Barkley would say. It was, and you saw it. But see, that's the thing. Instead of getting better at it, if that's what you want to do, because people forget, Jordan competed in a 3-point contest and looked horrible.
Horrible. His 3-point contest was as bad as LeBron's dunk contest.
Thank you. But you know what he did? He did not back down. He went out there and he did it.
Yep.
Why? Because it wasn't about him. It was about the fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what people, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, DC up here talking about shoes and all that stuff. His game is the reason why people like the shoes. The shoes weren't always the 11, right? They weren't always the 12, whatever, pick your poison. They weren't always the great, they look great, yes. But, you know what I'm saying? The reason you like them shoes and the reason why you bought shoes years after year, because of him. Because he was the dude you were trying to be when you went to the gym. Stop playing like this is some, you know what I'm saying? People need to stop. They're talking, but they really don't know what they're talking about. Because I'm just sorry. To me, there is no debate. I don't get this.
Yeah.
And where he's coming from this with other stuff about people hating on Kobe, man, I love the heck out of Kobe.
I don't know. Look, the only people that hate on Kobe is LeBron fans. You can look at my background. I've read Kobe's books. Like Kobe is that dude. I mean, I would love to be able to say Kobe was the best I ever seen. He was just the second best I ever seen.
I would exactly. But the thing I respect about Kobe was he made it known he was going at Mike. He made it known he was taking all he could from Mike. And Mike was like giving him. He was showing him. He was talking to him. Yeah, brother, this is how I do this. This is how I do that.
Yeah.
He was showing like, yeah, come on, man, push this thing forward.
And
he came up short. That's all.
And the reason why Kobe, once he retired, if he was really getting real and speaking, real about everything, he was like, man, there's no way I can really say I'm better than Mike because you don't understand how much I called him for advice and what he told me, helped me out. So he was like, if he had all that knowledge, that proved that he was better than me because I had to go to him to pull that from him. He gave me he gave me so many pointers. So it don't matter how good I got it from him. It's real hard to say that I'm better than that guy, and that's how players supposed to show respect for the people that shoulders they're standing on. You're not supposed to be the guy that's go come out here and tell everybody you're the best that ever played. Like, MJ never did that. He knew how important the history of the game was and how important it is for him to say, I never sound better than those guys because I never got a chance to play with them. He was being respectful. You can say what you want to in the privacy of your own home and closed doors, but don't come out publicly and say that made me the GOAT or I'm the GOAT now or that win made that. I mean, that's ridiculous. And that's why a lot of people kind of is turned off by LeBron a little bit, man. But Kobe got
a whole bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
Flopping. I mean, come on, man. Seriously?
Yeah. Team hopping.
Like, really? Well, how we
can make a rap. Flopping, team hopping.
How are we and the thing you said, like, again, goes back to what I said about being an only child. This dude he's passive aggressive. He won't say it to your face because he never been confronted. Like, he never had a brother or sister that he had to get confronted over who broke what.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He had to he been the whatever, the mama's baby, only whatever, how you gonna say? I ain't saying he grew up easy. What I'm saying is he didn't grow up like those of us who have siblings grew up, understanding you weren't the center of the world in the household. He didn't have that from the beginning. Like most of the persons that I grew up as a military brat. We had, man, let me stop. Because all I'm saying is he ain't that dude. He's phony. To me, I mean, he's phony as all get out. Even when he yells, it's phony. I'm like, man, come on, you're trying too hard. You're trying to convince me of something you're not. It's just how I look at it. You using Michael's number and you're acting like you somehow you the one behind all of it. Man, please stop it. Stop it. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, when all this PD stuff comes out later, after they made all their money, they're gonna do them just like Barry Bonds.
You think it's gonna come out?
All these other people. Man, come on.
I don't think that.
Shave. Hold on, he can't shave because they gonna see that Neanderthal jaw as soon as they take that thing off. As soon as he shave that stuff off, you gonna see it.
I don't think it's gonna come out, man. I don't think it's gonna come out. I mean, because if
you think okay. what good is he gonna be to people when he ain't making money for them anymore? Where's that protection gonna be?
But I think he always gonna be making money for him because I think he gonna be the owner. I think he's gonna be one of the owners of their Vegas expansion team.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
he got a lifetime contract with Nike, so Nike wouldn't allow that to happen either.
Yeah, so did Joe Paterno, but look what happened to him.
Well, they wouldn't. Oh,
like I said,
you talking about Sandusky? Nah, Sandusky took him down. They couldn't hide that. They probably was hiding it for years.
Right check. That bag man don't get the right check. You watch what happens. You watch what happens.
You might be right, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, man.
Much love, brother.
All right, big dog. Yep. All right, man. We take one more. Man, that was. He said so. The Joe Paterno. Man, Sandusky was man, that was a bad situation, man. But all right, man, I think that's it, man. We 2.5, man. I usually try to stop it at 2, but 2.5 is, I guess I got to get better with that time. But I appreciate everybody sticking all the way to the end. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate all the phone calls. Definitely appreciate all the comments. And if you shared the feed, man, I appreciate you sharing it. For all those that's not already subscribed, man, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And for everybody who hasn't hit the like button, let me check to see how many likes we got right now. Cause it's gonna be real bad if we ain't got a lot of likes, man. That's gonna show me y'all ain't really down for me like y'all say y'all will. Let me see how many likes we got. Okay. All right. Y'all doing all right. All right. Y'all doing all right. That ain't bad. That ain't bad, man. Y'all, hey, we getting better with the like, but I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all, man. Hey, look, we gonna be in here on Friday, full panel Friday. It's gonna be the same thing, live call-ins and all that stuff, man. So tune in Friday, man. It's gonna be a good show, man. And what's gonna make it really good is I think the trade deadline is Thursday, so we'll be able to talk about all those trades on Friday, and then we can probably talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. I mean, we talked about it last week, so we probably don't need to, but it might be just too many trades to discuss, and we might not even get to football, but we'll see. And if y'all got any other ideas that y'all want to hear us discuss, man, y'all, especially our members, Mikey Brass, all of my guys that are members, man, y'all can hit me up at any time. Y'all can text that number that's on that's the calling number, and let me know what ideas y'all want to hear us discuss, man. That's another perk that our members can do for us, man. Y'all can contact that main line and we'll have conversations whenever y'all want to, man. So that's a perk for the members, man. But yeah, if y'all want to hear something, Mikey Brass and everybody else is a member, y'all let me know. But other than that, man, I appreciate y'all sticking for the whole episode, and I'll catch y'all on Friday. Peace.